You have 68 wins. You cannot 69 Mina.
Hey everyone, it is the center of attention, Brittany Brooks, and you are watching Simply Reliable Studios.
Come on over, Simply. I'm being see, earlier I said something stupid to him, and now this is my receipt. Okay.
Sabu's just sabotaging you.
Yeah. He sure did.
Hijacking.
Yeah, he's taking over.
Hijacking is a better word. You're right.
Good luck.
What up, everybody? This is the People's Babushka, and you are watching Simply Reliable Studios.
Shout out to Simply Reliable Studios making their Symphony debut, sponsoring this match and the entire Dragon Kai demonstration.
What's up, everybody? It is the hottest flame, the realest Hogan, the bionic baddie, Kiera Hogan, period, and you are watching Simply Reliable Studios.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Noah. I believe in Datula. The Meltzer of the multiverse. Who the fuck wants to compare themselves to another? How much of a mark do you have to be? You couldn't even pick a professional athlete. You went with a fucking journalist? Grow up, man.
We just want to say thank you to Simply Reliable Studios for voting us as Tag Team of the Year.
Of course.
Because you know what they say, right? If you can't swim,
You're bound to drown.
Tonight, she is sponsored by Simply Reliable Studios from Orlando, Florida. She is everybody's favorite BFF, Izzy Brodido.
Heyo, this is Jack Cartwheel. You are watching Simply Reliable Studios.
Get it? Got it.
Caballeros! Yeah! It's Wednesday! You know what that means! The Reliable Studios is live once again, bringing you coverage virtually from Arena, Mexico for the next 2.5 hours of sensational action, as this is AEW Dynamite Grand Slam Mexico! Welcome everybody in official to Speedball Studios, and welcome in once again to the discussion. Hello everybody, and welcome back here once again to Speedball Studios. I am the Simple the Simple Brand, the voicer that's for Graven for all things professional wrestling. Damn it, and my name is Noah Foster, Ashes sure to be and Fuego tonight from Arena, Mexico. So thank you for tuning in, whether live or on demand. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. We got a ruckus atmosphere tonight on our screens, and if you want to take to the conversation, super chat, privilege, pleasure. It's as simple as that. Of course, I'm never alone. One half of the Canadian Connection is joining me tonight with, of course, the bearer of all things food, Nick Ferrante, and shout out to the missus as we get things kicked off here right now with Adam Copeland for the first time ever Arena Mexico. So without further ado, let's pick a goal. Vámonos. Nick, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Let's do it.
Amigo. Vámonos. Rápido. We're in Arena, Mexico.
And good to see some fan, everybody in the chat. Of course, Adam Coleman, one half of our current AEW World Tag Team Champions. And as we learned, he will be defending those titles in a tag team match of generations, as he and Christian Cage will go against the Young Bucks for the first time ever at, of course, All In Wembley Stadium at the end of the month, as August is officially underway for AEW. And we're kicking things off hot with a ruckus, capacity-filled environment, as Adam Copeland, I still can't believe this, is competing for the first time ever in his career in Arena Mexico.
Really?
That is wild. I remember Adam Copeland had a list of places he still wants to, of course, wrestle in. Of course, last time we were here, he couldn't wrestle due to injury, I believe, or he didn't come in here as a tag team champion. And again, Arena Mexico right now has had sell-out attendances, including most recently when Persephone recently defended her CML Women's World Championship successfully against Tessa Blanchard. Of course, CMLL is the oldest promotion in the world, over 92 years, founded upon Lucha Libre. And whether you're in English or whether you're in Espanol, everyone can freaking acapella Metalingas, as right now they are serenading the Rated R superstar.
That's crazy. The fact that they're serenading Metalingas in Arena Mexico, that's crazy.
Goes to show, again, Nick, how much wrestling transcends the world. Man, they are nailing it. Wow.
That was really good. Shout out to Arena Mexico for doing that.
Muy bien, bravo. Very well done. And of course, not the first time we've been down here in Mexico. And here comes, of course, his asshole. As, of course, the other half of our AEW Tag Team Champions. Everyone's Father of the Year. Or Papa, Christian Cage.
Hey, it's Papa. I like that, Noah.
I try sometimes.
Yes. This is I mean, not to kind of go so far, I mean, because it is Christian Cage, but there's a stacked card tonight. There's a lot on this card.
Yeah, and again, of course, with everything on here, you can expect AEW to have an overrun. Of course, to your point, not only do we have this 8-man tag, we have a triple threat number 1 contender spot for the Casino Gauntlet. Commando, Donna Eagle, and Tommaso Ciampa. Kyle Fletcher will defend the AEW International title against Speedball Mike Bailey in what will be the rubber. In what's being called Divine Monet by Mercedes Monet. Mercedes Monet teams up with the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, Divine Dominion. Megan Bailey and Cross taking on the Brawling Birds in the AEW Women's World Championship. Will Nightingale. You might be seeing a preview of 2 matches to come at All In, besides our second biggest match to come, All In weekend. And of course, Mystical, Jericho, and Darby Allin will form a trio tonight for the first time ever, taking on the Don Callis family's Hechicero, who holds the CMLL Men's World Championship, the Jet Kevin Knight holding the TNT Championship, and the former reigning defending Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada, of course, was trained by Ultimo Dragon on Excursion. We also have a demand, of course, to defend the AEW Trios Championships against Hangman Page and Brodido. Good fortunes might be on the way for Bandito once again here in Mexico. Persephone, of course, will go one-on-one with Kris Statlander after these two have been a thorn in each other's sides ever since the crowning of a new TBS title during that 6-way, where Shida won, and of course, Maya World now holds the gold and is the face of TBS. And of course, last but not least, Mark Davis will go one-on-one with Will Ospreay once again, and this time in a Mexico City street fight where there will be no outside interference. That and everything else you heard tonight from Arena Mexico for Grand Slam Dynamite. And to your point, Nick, stacked hard to say the least.
So, we should make it noted that I believe it was reported that tonight is sold out in Arena Mexico.
That is correct.
Sell out Arena
They've
Mexico.
been selling out lately in Arena Mexico, actually. 10,000 plus capacity.
Yes, but the fact that AEW went in there and for the second year in a row made the show sold out. Good
that
on.
goes back to the growth, the trust, and the passion of this professional wrestling company we have seen this year particularly. And whether or not you want to believe it, respect or hate it, you owe a damn lot to this group of renegades, the Death Riders, who have been the non-stop workforce of AEW since John Moxley created this mission statement. And of course, John Moxley is our reigning defending Continental Champion. Interesting developments regarding that, of course, Nick, as now we have a summer session for the Continental title. And in celebration, of course, with the World Cup, we have the first ever Continental Cup. 16 men drawn by blind numbers and blind matches will compete over a tournament over the next couple of weeks that will culminate not only at All In for a permanent possession of what's being called the Continental Cup, they will also become the brand new, if John Moxley doesn't succeed, Continental Champion.
Yeah, so the way, now, while I think it's a good idea, I don't mind it. I'm not hating on it just yet. I want to see how it plays out. They're doing something really interesting where, all the rounds, I guess until you get to the finals, are random. I mean, however random you think it could be.
Of course, the Continental Cup Special not only told us the field of participants, it also told us the matches to come, and those matches will take place over the next couple of weeks on Collision and Dynamite. And for those that don't know the matches, I encourage you to watch the session. But Nick, in case you don't know, here is the first ever Continental Cup field, including John Moxley. And yes, that second name is not Photoshop. Nigel McGuinness has also thrown his name in the hat to maybe achieve more glory in his home country at Wembley. Also, Switchblade Jay White, Brian Cage, Kyle O'Reilly, Katsura Shibata, Matt Seidel, Hechicero, Roderick Strong, David Finley, Jungle Jack Perry, Claudio Castagnoli, Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy, the Number Ace Austin, Jake Doyle, and of course the inaugural AEW Continental Champion and Continental Crown holder, Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, it's a good field. It's a nice field. My only, I guess, hesitation on this
Yes.
And again, I'll judge it, I guess, after the tournament. If they do it this way, I don't mind it. I just don't want them to clash with the Owen Cup, the Owen Hart tournament, and that's it. Because I don't think we need two tournaments going on at the exact same time.
Well, considering that tournament's already been completed this year, and this is the tournament of the summer as we break apart away from tradition, where we just wait for the Continental title and the Continental Championship to be defended at the end of the year. And of course, you all be part of the conversation to hashtag AEW Dynamite, hashtag Grand Slam Mexico on the X, and also use at SR Studios 24 to let people know that we are currently covering this live. I would love to go to this building, by the way. This building looks amazing. Christian Cage tying up with the Bastard Pac, and of course, we just saw Adam Copeland and Christian Cage successfully retain their AEW Tag Team Championships against two teams of Death Riders consecutively over the last few weeks. Inside. Oh, and a knee to the back of Christian Cage. Cheap shot from behind by Willa Yuta, and of course, the Death Riders love to employ that numbers game, and in that chaos, it's all breaking down already.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Of course, in Mexico, this is pretty much normal if you've seen enough of this country's freaking melees. And I'm not just talking about inside the rings of Lucha Libre. And the ruckus atmosphere of the crowd is only going to encourage this adrenaline and anarchy action even further. What a triple team by Christian Cage and the Bucks in the corner against the Bastard Pac. Adam Copeland with Pac hoisted down. Great combination there by the tag team champions and their upcoming challengers. Go ahead, Nick.
I got to ask.
Go for
it. I think we're getting a return tonight. Do you think we get a debut tonight?
Whoa! Well, we got Flying Buck, and honestly, Grand Slam has had those incredible moments where we have seen talent return or arrive, but right now I have no idea. As right now, Christian Cage does the outside. If I was to throw a name out there, you think about names synonymous with Lucha Libre and CMLL, as this is a red-hot start to Diamond, and it continues, folks. That continues in full picture or and apologies if I do have internet issues. Of course, my provider is working on a fiber cut on the outside, so if we ever break up at any point or fall out, folks, apologies in advance. And again, we are going to probably be buckled in here probably for the next 2.5 hours. And while we got a commercial break, I also want to further illustrate what the rules of the Continental Cup is, so everyone is aware. The Continental Cup, again, like Continental matches, is no outside interference, and these matches have no time limits. As you saw, the field of 16, that is the 8 blind draws that we will get, 8 matches. The 8 winners then compete in 4 blind draws. So everything is completely up in the air as far as how you get to the finals. Bottom line, win 2 matches, win 3 matches, you're the Continental Cup, you're the Continental Champion. Before winning in glass.
Uh-oh. I think Noah's going robotic on us.
Am I?
No, I think you're back. Nope, you're back. Okay, I think you're
all
good.
Right, we good? All right. And the Cup final will take place at Wembley Stadium at All in London, August 30th, where, again, the winner not only receives the Continental Cup brand new AEW Continental Champion.
Yeah, again, it's having this tournament in the summer, and then you have the Continental Classic in the winter.
It's a good breakup, honestly,
cool.
for a title that really has taken an identity of its own that every fan John Moxley wants for professional wrestling. And honestly, I completely agree, because this title is no BS. You either are better, you're more disciplined, you're more hungrier than him in the ring, or you ain't doing it. And John Moxley has survived the entire first half of the year, reigning and defending the Continental Championship.
You're right. It's now that, like, next, I'm going to hold off on judgment for this year. I have to see next year, just because now that we have redemption and this tournament, I want to see
coming forward. Good grief.
Yeah, I want to see how he spreads everything out. Like, again, I know that the Owen culminates at Double or Nothing, and then goes to Forbidden Door.
They've been juggling between the two, but honestly, it's between that season that we get the Owen Foundation tournament. Not sooner, not later.
I know, but now that we have, again, I think what didn't help this year was having that this year with Redemption, it being a new show, it didn't have that big match, regardless of what you thought of Kenny and Kevin. So I want to see how they incorporate everything next year.
Oh, that's fair. And of course, with this tournament being a blind draw, you might get first time ever matchups or returning matchups. Regardless, we are in for our first time ever to see who becomes the first ever holder of the Continental Cup. As we are back here once again for the second time ever for Grand Slam Mexico. And welcoming back in everybody again, AEW Dynamite. Again, Noah Foster, Nick Ferrante is on the call. It's the Death Friars versus Adam Copeland and Christian Cage and the Young Bucks. And honestly, might be a preview of a couple of things to come outside the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Of course, we saw the Young Bucks beat John Moxley and Will Ospreay at Redemption and earn this opportunity on a 6-0 winning streak this year as a tag team. Big pump kick by Pugs. The Pain has left the station, giving nothing but right now Pain to Nick, German suplex, and Daniel Garcia, who just came up with a match against Will Ospreay on Collision, locking in the sharpshooter inside the ring. And
so going back,
relief.
I want to ask you a question. Do you think, if you can, I know, let's not think too far ahead, but I mean, All In is right around the corner. All In, this is for All In, though. It's for All In.
Yeah, of course, All In. To your point, we are 25 days away from going All In, the biggest combination of professional wrestling for the summer season.
You're right. And we know, I think it's a foregone conclusion, the New Day are coming, right?
Look, you can keep saying it's a new day all you want. It's a new day every day you wake up and see the sun arrive again. It's a new day when you see Kofi Kingston and Austin Creed, not in an AI generated photo on your screen. But you can keep speculating all you want, but I'll believe the new day is all elite when I see it to believe it. Not speculating, simply watching.
When would you want to see it? Or if you could see it, if you yourself could see it, would you want to see it for the first time at All In, or would you want to see it before All In so they're at All In?
Right now, the biggest two tag teams in AEW are the Young Bucks, now Copeland and Christian Cage, no matter what way you freaking slice it up. So at this point, save it till after the fact. If you're going to have a new day, you're going to have a new generation or a new ally or a new adversary in the tag division. You do it after the biggest match you booked so far. Big Chair out of nowhere by John Moxley and Adam Copeland. So I say save the new day after we see who leads this generation of tag team wrestling AEW to come between Adam Copeland and Christian Cage and the Young Bucks. That should be the biggest focus right now of the tag division. You just got the Motion Machine Guns. You don't need anything else. And to your point, Nick, the blind draws have put Jungle Jack Perry against John Moxley for the first time ever in the first round, and that will be next week on Dynamite. I can't believe Jack Perry and John Moxley never faced each other. That's crazy. Both day one AEW talents. Oh!
Are they going to do what I think they're going to do?
And right now, just cohesive action here. John Moxley suspended against the second rope. Rhea Shafir right now, maybe would look concerned. And what is Adam Copeland thinking right now with that wide-eyed stare?
That's
Nick
amazing.
Jackson staring out Tiger feint kicks. I would never think I would see Adam Copeland do a freaking 619 in Mexico.
Yes, that was amazing.
Christian Cage to the top, diving head foot connects to John Moxley's heart. Big elbow drop by Nick Jackson. Moxley is in deep trouble here right now. The Death Friars unable to come to their fearless leader's aid. And now he's outnumbered 4-1 as the Continental Champion is completely surrounded. Oh! And Christian Cage strikes again. The only way he knows how. Triple super kick combination. Adam Copeland with the cover on Moxley, and everybody breaks it up.
Have you ever seen Adam Copeland do a fucking...
No. Again, this new leash on life that Adam Copeland's had since being all late has further and further surprised me to the point if he does be in the Tokyo Dome, wouldn't surprise me if he does something out of a freaking New Japan dojo, and that is still on his bucket list as well. And right now, get to the midsection, front face up, looking for the Death Rider, counter, get to the midsection, Impaler DDT by Adam Copeland. Oh, jeez, this has broken down every way from Sunday.
Come on.
Well, I mean, hey, Arena Mexico has never seen the Radar Superstar with this opportunity live. Oh, there's a Marisha Fear. Again, just ripping away the hair right now, blatantly from Bryce Rensburg. Christian Cage pulling Marisha Fear off. Okay, I didn't know if I want to see this match. Oh! Just let the right in the V. Christian Cage kick Maria Shafir right in the V. Is that considered assault in Mexico? Only here in Mexico will you see a crowd be happy that a man kicks a woman right where the sun don't shine. Oh, psycho knee! I'm going to leave it at that because if you know, you know, folks. And right now, Christian Cage's looking to hook up Willer, Yuta, turn the key. Uh-oh, Daniel Garcia, Yuta, combination. Oh, man. Good teamwork there. Super kicks by the Young Bucks, wipes out Garcia.
Yeah,
Inadvertent super kick to his brother, caused by Willer Yuta.
Young Bucks being the Young Bucks, which is nice.
Well, I'm about to say, Young Bucks again, they've led this generation their own way. Sliced bread off his brother. And the knee strike follow through. DDT. Up the feint. Nicely done by Matt and Nick Jackson. I still did not expect Maria Shafir to get kicked in her jewels tonight by Christian Cage. Rebound German. That's my move of the night so far. And right now, oh! And Adam Copeland ripping Pat down hard by his hair. And John Mox looking for the sleeper hold. Adam Copeland drops down.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Down the champion too. And whoa, man, almost had him. Moxley gets able to escape. Christian spear by Adam Copeland, middle of the ring. Referee distracted though. Clearly a 3 count in play on John Moxley. And you. That would have been a 3 count for Adam Copeland on John Moxley if it wasn't for damn freaking Yuta. Meanwhile, inside the ring, Pac, Irish whip, the hammer throw, off the rope, swinging a miss. Uh-oh, and inadvertently it connects with Nick. John Moxley, though, deep, schoolboy roll-up, got the touchdown, runner, steal it!
Oh, wow.
Whoa, didn't see that coming.
Well, I mean, a fuck finish. Yeah, I can see it.
Well, I mean,
nice.
Continue. Yeah, continue. Whoa.
Yeah, fuck finish, inadvertent. You protected everybody in the match, and it was a really good match. Oh, that was, yeah, no problem. I'm okay with that.
So Arena got kicked in her Shafirs, and the problem was basically neutralized, but instead the problem was happening on the other side of the ring. Inadvertent contact with Tati part of the outside and the Death Riders, as they always do, exploiting chaos to their advantage. Get the win here tonight, Arena Mexico. And again, John Moxley can now put his focus. And of course, the AEW Tag Team Champions will hang in the balance at Wembley Stadium, August 30th. Cajun Cup defend against the Young Bucks as Matt and Nick Jackson right now are trying to apologize for what just happened. And that might cause a little bit more tension here, Nick, with these two teams.
Should be, yeah. I mean, we have to build up. It can't be all about I respect you, you respect me, right?
I'm about to say.
You have like 4 weeks, 5 weeks to put, as much heat as you can in this match. And I think it's
first time ever tag team matchup again. Like I said, it's a generational dream match for tag team wrestling fans. And of course, they're running down the card right now, as I said earlier. And right now, it seems like cooler heads are going to prevail tonight in Mexico. Christian Cage, the walkway again. I'm Copen, an incredible milestone achieved, wrestling for the first time ever in Grand Slam Mexico, and will find himself wrestling in Wembley Stadium for the first time ever, if you can believe it or not, folks. And of course, as Nick pointed out, respect goes out the window when the bell rings, as Kenny Omega will defend the World Championship in our all-in-main event in London against Will Ospreay. Adam Copeland, though, looks like he's still gathering his bearings. As right now we got a moment. Again, let me say, I think Darren said it correctly. Run the Shafirs! Although that's a hard-in bitch. What? Anyway, woof! Well, now we got a moment to breathe. Hot start tonight, though, for AEW Dynamite.
Yeah,
Man.
it was a good match. Again, they protected everybody in the match. They protected the boys, So I mean, I can see, it was definitely it was a thumbs up match. Glad that Adam Copeland got his day in Arena Mexico.
And it will be his last, and will it be his last days to come as AEW Tag Team Champions? We'll find August 30th. Of course, we look towards our main event, Nick, again, the history of Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay goes all the way back to over a decade ago when it comes to the pride of these two men being the best, but not letting the belt get in the way of their friendship ever. Kenny Omega with his proverbial idea that Will Ospreay wanted to do what Jon Moxley instructed.
Yeah, looking back on everything, like, it's good. Give me a video package. Tell me, give me the story. That's another match. We have to start building heat to it.
And there's a lot of truth in what Kenny Omega said, though, because, again, every time that Will Ospreay has been at the highest point of pressure, he's crumbled. Will Ospreay actually pull the trigger, and will Kenny Omega see it coming, and will finally end up holding the World title? We'll find out. And Wembley Stadium's got another full commercial break here. Fuck television. Again, whoo, man, I'm a little bit heated already. I was going on delay like freaking Speedy Gonzalez. And again, good to see everybody in the chat. Hope everyone enjoying. Again, if you haven't already, follow us today at SR Studios at SR Studios 2024. And again, if you want to engage further with us here on the YouTubes, if you haven't already, please subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Especially today, subscribe to Rage of Wrestling right now. Go to YouTube, hit that button. It's free. It's simple. Just do it. Why not? Takes a few seconds out of your lifespan. And subscribe to The Bag for Wrestling. Don't be a dickhead. As well as follow Datilla, her new venture, Pop Culture Powerbomb, Today on the X, The Bird is Dead. And also check out our recent interviews in the archive with one Joseph Sawyer, aka Joe Gacy, and Kyle McKenna, and further interviews to come as well. And you want to say, go for it real quick, Mono.
I did. I wanted to say something.
Something! Continue.
There you go. I just want to make it known, like, the amount of support that we have gotten from that Sawyer interview. Just when you see, and I know you don't scroll.
Nope.
But when you're getting picked up by like Ringside News and a lot of the wrestling journalists, wrestling
the wrestling
people,
bubble. Call what it is, the wrestling bubble. How you'll know.
Exactly. Being in that bubble for all of however long it is, being, people tagging and taking excerpts from our interview, from JJ, from Walter, from me, from Jeff. It's been such a surreal thing to see. I say thank you to everybody who has read an article, who has seen us, seen our names out there, and from that became new subscribers. A special shout out to Joe Sawyer. He is a phenomenal person, a phenomenal human being. He's part of the family now. The fact that he gave us 2 hours of his time to talk about his life and his career, I implore everybody to go watch that video. And Joe, man, if you catch wind of this, on a personal note, if my stamp in the wrestling community is your interview, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate that. So thank you to him, and thank you to everybody. You guys have been amazing, and hopefully we're only going up from here. So hopefully we can continue the trend, Noah.
Yeah, and I guarantee you that we will, and hopefully my internet will stabilize some point before the freaking night is out. Again, apologies, folks, but they're working on the internet here in my neighborhood with effing fiber, all that BS and nonsense. So, just a way to try and piss me off. And again, to your point, Nick, as far as the blind draws go, they did the blind draws during the Continental Cup Special. We have Orange Cassidy versus Matt Sydal, Jake Doyle versus Eddie Kingston, Switchblade Jay White versus David Finlay. As we saw, Jungle Jack Perry takes on Jon Moxley. Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly renewed. Let's fucking go. Brian Cage takes on Hechicero, and Katsuyori Shibata takes on Nigel McGuinness. All our opening round matches in the Continental Cup.
Oh, Noah is robotic. So if you guys didn't hear from Noah, because Noah's still robotic, up next, it seems like we have Tommaso Ciampa coming out. Noah, are you good?
I don't know, am I?
You're good.
Okay, it's gonna be one of those nights. And look at the freaking villainy of Ciampa coming out with the freaking American flag.
So I distinctly remember another person coming to Arena Mexico dressed up in American gear.
Yeah, that would be one MJF. And again, we haven't seen MJF since Beach Break after Kenny Omega won the AEW World title. And of course, Renee Paquette right now at ringside. Lovely ensemble tonight by the remarkable Renee Paquette,
Yep.
giving the sports takes here.
Well, I mean, if we're led to believe from what we read, you need MJF on All In. MJF not being All In at All In is just weird. So I mean, if he is All In, if he's at All In, they've been alluding. If people are watching the show, this is Andrade's next, right? This is Andrade's match, no?
How you'll know? Of course,
Exactly.
Andrade El Idolo, current AEW National Champion, earned the opportunity for this #1 spot, as we heard last week on Dynamite, with the win of the national title. And, of course, Suggs defending it in that triple threat. Commander, of course, earned his way into this matchup after his win on Collision, despite the fact he lost to John Moxley for the AEW Continental Championship, of course, last week on Dynamite, but beat Jay Lethal on Collision. And Commander, no stranger to Mexico, I'll tell you that, or Andrade El Idolo.
And what has, if we're going back in our lore, what has Andrade been holding?
MJF's Diamond Ring, as I talked about earlier. And again, we have not seen that scumbag show up since Beach Break after Will Ospreay seized the ring from the former champion. Referee for this contest, the ever-remarkable integral Aubrey Edwards. And Aubrey Edwards, also bilingual, loves, of course, officiating down here in Mexico and has done it for a multitude of events in CMLL. This actually will be the first time, by the way, that Commander and Andrade will ever share the ring together. As, of course, Commander, for those that don't know, was more heavily founded out of AAA, former AAA World Cruiserweight Champion and AAA World Tag Team Champion.
Andrade is looking like he's having the time of his life.
He's a renewed man. He's the real Latino man.
Hey, man, how you know?
How you know? How you know? And, of course, Andrade El Idolo, I do know this. Former, of course, CMLL World Trios Champion as La Sombra, World Tag Team Champion, along with Valador Jr., and, of course, former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, NXT Champion, and our current brand new AEW National Champion.
Oh, yeah. Like, you can tell he just, even when he first came back, you can feel
it's a new light for him just in this Titan entrance. And of course, he has his Mamacitas. Hello.
And what has he got on his finger? I see something on his finger.
I'm pretty sure you and I both know what he is adoring on that finger. As you're slightly ahead of me, but that's okay. That's good. We got a freaking post-analysis.
Yes. But, so sorry, you were saying, what does he have on his finger?
That would be the Dynamite Diamond Ring, of course, for one Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I will say this, though, for what it's worth, he has not used it yet. It's almost like literally a proverbial, this is how I fucked you at death's door, and this is how I cussed you inadvertently towards the loss of the AEW title. MJF has not been the same since getting clocked by Andrade El Idolo with that spinning back elbow at Forbidden Door. Just saying. That was the start of his freaking downfall. We got, of course, the Spanish commentary team, Ariel Levy, Alvaro Rojas, and, of course, Carlos Cabrera.
Well, and I mean, the story, again, is at some point he's got to come back for that ring, right? Like,
I would hope that you would. Well, again, the devil, he always talks about how the devil will always get his due. But again, how you'll know when the devil is going to get his due, that remains to be seen. What does remain to be seen right now is we need to focus on who we got in the ring. 3 men, 1 winner, no disqualification, and of course Andrade handing off the ring to Aubrey Edwards. This is for the #1 spot in this year's Men's Casino Gauntlet match at All In, where the winner will get a future AEW World title shot. Bell Reigns, we are underway. And the beauty of this match that goes to your advantage coming out earlier, you can get a pinfall submission at any time. First decision rendered, and you are the new #1 contender. So it plays in all 3 of these men's favor to come out sooner rather than later.
So the fact that we're having Andrade and Ciampa in this match, would this be considered your NXT?
Fuck yes. My NXT! And right now, Ciampa putting the boots to Commander, not being anyone's favorite here in Mexico. And Andrade and Ciampa, of course, right now teeing up against one another. These 2 different generations of my NXT. If you know, you know, folks. Andrade, of course, with the follow with Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship. Oh, jeez, open palm strike, giving Ciampa a seat. And of course, Ciampa's rise came later after Andrade El Idolo lost the NXT Championship to, of course, Aleister Black. And now Andrade looking to drive the knees in the corner. Whoa, Taker Harris. And right now, Commander up and over, lands the apron. Headed clap, though, by Tommaso Ciampa. Of course, Ciampa is still recovering from the brutal war with the Painmaker. Back at Redemption. Looks like he's no longer bleeding from the top of his forehead, though. Made an example out of Nick Camarado this past Saturday on Collision. Andrade and Ciampa now on the outside of the ring. Opposite side there. And Commander walking the ropes! Walking so easily. Big wristband off for Commander.
And the fact that he does the salute while he's up in the air.
The death-defying leap to your point, Nick.
Oh, he's got a little mamacita.
Whoa, man! And Commander set up and over outside, and Andrade right now owns the ring inside. And again, folks, 25 days late, all in London. Andrade over the top with the tornado out of the corner. Picture perfect by the real Latino man. Flexing off, of course, what brought him to the dance. And, oh, hello. They got some pretty women, I will say, in Mexico. Yeah, but I say someone definitely made sure that if they did nothing else, they got that selfie with a freaking giant iPhone. Taking a moment here right now, soaking in the atmosphere. And this triple threat, #1 spot match with the Casino Gauntlet continues. The rest of our quiet picture-in-picture or full commercial break on Max. Fuck television. Freaking Andrade. Good grief. What a ladies' man, but still ridiculous. Just ridiculous. But
Yeah,
what do I know?
He definitely is.
I mean, you know, when you're not being bought and chained by your former employer and what you thought was going to be your forever relationship, you'd be surprised what it does to a spirit. I'm just saying. That's just human nature. What do I know? I'm single for life. I don't know nothing. Nick's a married man. He probably knows more about that, and it's probably his first and only. But again, that's not for me to talk about.
Listen, if you're there at the other company, it's we have to remember we were in a time, and we're still in a time that a lot of these wrestlers coming up, their dream is WWE, because when they were younger, there was nothing else. I think, you know, when this generation now grow up to be older and get into wrestling, you're gonna see that, you know, WWE might not be the desired dream destination. It might be to main event All In, right? So, I mean, if people are choosing to go there, it's their choice, right? It's just you have to be prepared for what's on that end. And if you can handle it, you can handle it. Some don't, and some just can't, or some just, you know, like we heard with the Gacy interview, right? Like, you know, his dream was to get to be in WWE, and then shit happens, right?
I mean, you know, again, it doesn't work out for some people. It's just one of those things that, you know.
But sometimes people are better for it. I mean, again, we have to take in Andrade, for example. He went
New leaves on life.
He went from WWE to AEW, back to WWE.
It's almost like baptism by fire, for being perfectly honest here.
Right? And then you have people like Ciampa, who their careers just were in WWE and it was stagnant, comes to AEW, and again, has a new lease on life.
Yeah, that's true. I hear you. Trust me. I get it. But, you know, it's just one of those things where I'm just like, things happen, but it's a matter of what you do, you know?
Yeah.
How you'll know.
Ooh. I think you guys are back. We're back.
Well, I'm not back yet, but that's okay. I mean, again, you just continue conversating. Because, again, we're looking at the outlook. And Commander, again, former Ring of Honor World Television Champion, former AAA, of course, mega star. And, of course, he's been looking for that big moment here in AEW and hung with John Moxley here. Now Ciampa and Andrade collide in the middle of the ring as we return back here to in-ring action for AEW Dynamite Grand Slam Mexico. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And we are 25 days away from Wembley Stadium. It's anybody's game right now. As we look at the replay here, Commander again, death-defying leap inside and caught a jumping knee by Ciampa. Anti-air raid crash of sorts by the Cycle Killer against the Master of the Ropes. Now we turn to live action as Andrade and Ciampa are squaring off here. And we talk about all the time, Nick, again, number one spot doesn't necessarily mean you're out of it. It just means you might get the best chance. But imagine, oh man, short-range clothesline. Imagine one of these other two men that lose tonight being the number 2 man inside the Casino Gauntlet. How ironic would that be?
Yeah, it would be. I mean, this is you're getting that first entrant, right? He necessarily first is never, in some other places, first is good.
Oh, wait a minute. Andrade might be looking to give everybody a show, and Aubrey turns around as the pants calm down.
Oh, yeah.
That woman, she got her phone out for that.
And she was like,
well, you know what? I'd rather not hear those air horns. They are horrible for Fantastica Mania. Gets to the midsection, Andrade lightening the load on his body, and now trapping Commander in the German suplex hold, pops the hips, send him over for the second time, obviously channeling his inner Eddie Guerrero, one of the all-time greats. Believe it or not, folks, Andrade Alito has not been involved in CMLL since 2023 when he lost to Valado Jr.
Really?
Tres Amigos by Andrade Alito. Eddie Guerrero, be praised.
Oh, what a heel move.
I love the Eddie chants out here in Mexico. It just seems like it's so damn right. And, of course, Eddie Guerrero, the spirit of the man that brought the Latino. Oh, man, ran the huevos. Nasty landing for Andrade by Ciampa. Ciampa again, the anti-hero tonight. Also, bang, what a knee strike. Honestly, the anti-hero of anyone's story. But that's what his shadow tells. His own story.
Mm-hmm.
And Ciampa right now holding the pants of Andrade. And what is this? Is he just driving down? Okay, I haven't seen a man attack pants since Ric Flair, I think.
He's attacking the pants.
Oh! Project Ciampa with the double knees. Proverbial cover by Ciampa. Whoa! Went for the 450 and Commander crashed. Ciampa spotted him, though. Hoisted up and uh-oh. Oh, man! Project Ciampa cover on Commander, and Ciampa is not yet the number 1 entrant.
Nope.
Again, we saw the way Ciampa was trying to embarrass Jericho back at Redemption at the expense of the mascots of that freaking hockey team, and it bit him in the ass. I'm not surprised that Ciampa took this route tonight, Nick, for being honest with you. Oof! Big knife edge chop by Andrade, meeting Ciampa here in the corner.
Jesus,
right now,
that was a big sequence.
I'm about to say, something's got to give her sooner rather than later. Andrade, off! Knife edge chop. Last time Andrade and Tommaso Ciampa shared a ring was back in WWE in 2025. Their first ever encounter was back in 2020 for Commander. Oh, man! Beautiful Escalera by Commander, taking Andrade off the top rope. And now Ciampa has Commander hooked up for the avalanche. Air crash! Ciampa with the cover on Commander, and Commander kicks out at 2.5.
Ooh.
I don't know how Commander survived that. He was floated up like an accordion. Goes back to, again, the merit of this young man. As the match could end at any time in the Casino Gauntlet. Don't you freaking jaw-jack Aubrey Edwards, Ciampa. And oh, Jesus! And the knees in the corner, and somehow Aubrey Edwards just dodges his ass. But now the cover, Andrade to Ciampa, and Commander breaks it up. Aubrey Edwards takes no shit. Do not freaking argue with a Hebner.
Okay.
I like this. Good job for Aubrey, by the way. And throw, average whip, out of the corner, cartwheel, moonsault, stand, Ciampa, fall through. Oh, man, that's me back, yellow clot Ciampa. Andrade, non-intended target, though. Commander up and over. Poison Rana to the national champion. Commander right now with Hugh Woo almost lost his footing there. Might be looking for the... And the Lito Andrade, though, grabbing Commander into the DM. At the ring, Andrade's a common threats. Andrade is number one entrant.
Okay. Interesting.
What a hot sequence to the finish there. What a hell of a homecoming to Arena Mexico for Andrade El Idolo. Andrade is the number one entrant in the men's casino gauntlet match, now at All In. And the timing of Andrade, impeccable here, Nick. And remember, Andrade came here for the world title. He may be one match away from finally getting his chance. Yeah, of course, still bearing the Dynamite Diamond ring that used to belong to one scumbag, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who never showed any respect to Mexico. In fact, took the mask of Mystico, who's still to come later on in the action here. Get the finishing stretch, that beautiful walking shooting star press of sorts on Ciampa, and Andrade capitalized with the DM double underhook twisting DDT, pinning Commander for the 3. Congratulations to the Rio Latino man and the AEW National Champion. Dry right now, still getting in, got a microphone in hand. Might have a question for us here. I don't speak Espanol, so Nick, translate, please.
I have no idea what he's saying. Let him spit. Let him spit facts.
I'm about to say, you know he's going to spit facts. I want more. I understood that. I want more gold, clearly. Win. Hold on. At all in. Today. We need Walter for this. Sorry, folks. Again. The AEW. Well, I understood that. AEW translate any language. I'm guessing he wants to win this for all the people that followed him, even here in Mexico. Yep, there it is. I heard the Mexico. I got that part.
Yeah.
It was for all of Mexico. Thank you, Excalibur. Excalibur giving, of course, the translation.
And you say, oh, here we go.
AEW.
How you know? How you know?
Well, champion. I know what that meant. I got one question. And now he says in English, one question. And I think we all know what that question is. Wait, let me think about it. How you know? I'm very tempted to get that t-shirt. What?
Surprise!
Oh, no! Well, Nick, you did bring it out in the ether, as I see a Burberry Titantron. Yep. The borrow a phrase from good old JR Business has just picked up, and I jump from behind with his Triple B, Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
It just writes itself. It makes the most.
It's been writing itself for weeks. Where the hell he come from?
But what my question is, look what he had with him, though.
Yeah, the Triple B, because, of course, that's his time. That's his identity. That's his everything. Now, bearing back the Diamond ring, Andrade may have no idea what's coming to him here as the Devil seeks revenge. Big 100K punch over the head. And Maxwell Jacob Friedman spoiling Andrade's homecoming in Mexico and regaining back his property and soaking in the hatred. MJF is back in AEW, folks. Again, it was in Beach Break last month that he was defeated for his Triple B, but it's still that title that defines Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And Andrade was the man that first instigated all of this misfortune for him.
But what I don't understand is why is he with the title?
Right now, MJF, it doesn't matter what he's doing or what he's with. MJF right now is literally sending a message to everybody. And Andrade thrown off the stage to the floor. Jesus. Well, regardless of what MJF did tonight, Andrade is still the number one entrant in the Casino Gauntlet match. Clearly, MJF has his own goals of going all in.
What?
That's the trash in this piece of shit country. MJF, of course. Out of this arena right now. Looks like MJF's going to take center stage here. Aubrey Evers checking on Andrade. And they're saying puto, in case y'all don't hear that. How dare you? I'm an American hero. I'm the best professional wrestler in the world.
What?
And make no mistake about it, I am your champion.
What?
Proverbial denial, I think, right now, Nick. You don't believe me? Por qué? Let's talk about the fact that beach break. I had that piece of shit, Kenny Omega, dead to rights. I had the match won. I knew it was going to come back here with sour grapes eventually. That Thomas hack. Well, Ospreay got involved. It's thanks to Ospreay that paper chain Kenny Omega walks around with that toy belt. And then to main event Wembley Stadium. That was mine. That was his main event. Yeah, MJF is apoplectic that he's out of the main event at Wembley Stadium, to no one's surprise. Figures MJF throws a tantrum, insecurity coming out. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. And why? Because I always get what I want. Next week, we're in Vegas. I'm feeling lucky. There's the Gauntlet qualifying match for the Casino Gauntlet at All In for the number 2 spot. I'm going to enter that match. I'm going to win that match. I'm going to go to Wembley, where I'm going to dog walk that Pearl Andrade again. Uh-oh. I will win the contract and do exactly what I did the last time. Yeah, last time he went all in last year. Let's not forget. Now listen, because this part's really important.
I mean,
the only championship that should be recognized is the Triple B. And the only championship that should be recognized is me. And after August 30th, at All In, with that fake main event, doesn't give a damn if the winner is the best belt machine or Kenny Omega or Wilsberg, because I'm going to return for my world. Whether you like it or not, I am your world true champion. If there was ever a word for denial to have a stronger example in the dictionary next to it, I would give MJF that title. But MJF has made his intentions known, has come back for revenge and his own redemption at the expense of everybody in the All-In main event. And tonight against Andrade El Idolo. Andrade number 1. MJF will fight for number 2 next week in Las Vegas, as a riot may break out here if they don't get him out there safely in Mexico. Also coming All In, Will Nightingale Mercedes Moné write the 3rd chapter in their All Elite Wrestling story for the AEW Women's World Championship.
I mean,
wow.
That could throw a wrench into a lot of plans.
Yeah, I think.
Because what happens, walk with me, Noah, walk with me.
I'm listening.
MJF gets the 2nd entrant. MJF wins the match. He wins the Casino Gauntlet match.
He won it last year.
And just before the main event happens, you hear his music, and he cashes in, making that match a triple threat.
Does it have to, well, again, though, is that a smart move? Does it have to be a triple threat? The devil always has a plan. I just don't know if that's wise, Nick. What I do think also is unwise is Divine Dominion aligned with Mercedes Monet as Divine Monet look to take advantage of the Brawling Birds and Little Nightingale here in a women's trios match coming up next year at Grand Slam Mexico after this commercial break. Fuck television. And I also consider this. You need to have a plan. You need to figure out when you exploit it. Again, it took MJF to the end of last year to get his world back. I just think right now the devil's just going to, once again, puppeteer his way to try to be on top of AEW again. But definitely one thing for sure, business has picked up.
I just, the way he was speaking about the one true, like he was practically giving me the real world. Remember how when CM Punk was on Collision, he came back with the title and he painted the X on it saying that he is the real world's champion? Like, that's giving me those kinds of vibes. So I mean,
I get that. I do hear what you're saying. I do get that.
If you're gonna give me that sort of storyline where something happens at All In, and we get sort of that story of who is the real world's champion. I don't hate it.
It works, honestly. It could work here for all it's worth. And again, we got to remember that he has to tell Tony Khan, of course, he's going to catch in that contract, as, of course, we saw him sign it live with Tony Schiavone. And speaking of going all in, as we, of course, get ready for our next match here, you want to talk about all or nothing, double or nothing. That's the definition of Mercedes Moné, who also went all in last year, Nick. And not only lost for the first time ever, she lost for what is the only thing yet to be defined by her legacy and yet to hold in her illustrious career, the AEW Women's World Championship, with a very woman on the other side of the marquee now holding that championship that has been the bane, the rise, and the fall of the CEO. So again, can Moné beat Willow?
I mean, I think they're writing. I hate to say it because Willow is
it more obvious than we think, though? That's the question. Honestly, predictability is not a bad thing, but unpredictability is even a better thing. And here in AEW, I don't think it's as cut as dry as everyone wants to make it out to be. I really don't know at this point what I think about this. Again, it's also rubber. They're 1-1 in AEW. You got to consider all the outlooks, Nick, not just the one that seems the most obvious. There's nothing that's 100% in this business, period.
No, there's not. There's not anything that's 100%. I feel like this is, I don't know. I have this, this is one of those things where, you talk about it. Predictability isn't a bad thing. And I think at this point with that, this being predictable isn't a bad thing.
All right, fair enough. Well, as of course we wait for AEW to get back here, as we're just
would you be upset? Would you be upset if Moné won?
If she wins clean in the middle of the ring, absolutely not, because she would prove her merit. And again, her and Willow have only brought out the better of each other in and out of the ring. When you think about the fire of Willow on the mic, and speaking of bringing the better of each other, what happens when heaven meets freaking Athens? You get a divine dominion that has held dominion over the AEW Women's Tag Team Division, the freaking deity of the underworld, and this Amazon straight out of a freaking Grease gladiator movie. Megan Bayne and Lena Cross are undefeated AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, Divine Dominion. I have not seen an opposable and freaking force, an opposition like this in women's tag team wrestling ever. Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, of course, came out of happenstance last time we went to Grand Slam, in case you forgot, Nick, back in Australia, and made short work of the previous champions in Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. And no one's been able to come close to take those titles off than Hyan and Maya World, the Sisters of Sin, Ty J, Anna J, and Tymel, and even Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron in a rematch. Every team has been forced to bow down, but on the opposite side, Brawling Birds are also undefeated.
I think it's going to take a couple of birds.
I mean, hey, go celebrate with a pint. And speaking of Divine Dominion, say hello to the other third of what's being called Divine Moné. whether or not these two are underneath the CEO or sharing the same office with her like twin towers. Of course, our 2026 two-time consecutive Owen Hart Foundation tournament winner, Mercedes Moné, came back out of nowhere, took a spot in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, and regained this chance to fulfill her legacy and reach immortality on AEW's grandest stage. It was last year in All In Texas that Mercedes Moné first challenged for the AEW Women's World Championship, and she not only lost, it was her first pinfall defeat in her AEW career. The downfall continued from there as the domino effect, as Willow Nightingale took her most prestigious title, the TBS title that she had for over 580 days.
Oh, yep.
Let's bring it go! I'm all for the birds! I love these two. Alex Windsor, Jamie Hayter, a style of their own. They drink, they fight, they don't give a shit what you think. It's always a good time at a hard day's night. And of course, Alex Windsor, Jamie Hayter became a tag team also after losing out of the AEW Women's World Championship shortly after last year, and have had their continual ways as a tag team and have put their names out there against Divine Dominion, who they believe have been dodging them. Well, they weren't dodging them when they cheap saw them on freaking Saturday night. And from one potential set of new champions to the champion of the wrestlers, Willow Nightingale and the babyface from Super Reliable Studios.
Yep.
If there's a bigger babyface in this business, I would love to know who it is. Continue, Nick. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, we got the babe with the power.
Yeah, I think we got all the power here. Look at this women's division. Freaking Lena Cross, Megan Bayne, Alex Windsor, who can beat the living shit out of you with a freaking short-range lariat. Of course, former Red Pro Women's Champion. Of course, Jamie Hayter, former AEW Women's World Champion. And of course, Willow Nightingale reached the summit at Redemption, surviving her own depression and lingering injuries and doubts, proving that anybody can achieve what they dream, because the reality is even greater than the dream. Of course, they spoiled that party last week in Detroit, and that's when we really saw this union, even if it's only temporarily, this union called Divine Moné really come forward. Bell Reigns are underway, but for this contest, of course, is Brandon Martinez. And Alex Windsor right now squared up against Megan Bayne. I want this singles match in my life. This is where I love professional wrestling. Double tie up here. And of course, stay tuned, folks, for AEW's non-stop watch-along schedule. They return to regular scheduling this Saturday for Collision from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Of course, we also know we have All in Wembley Stadium August 30th. Next week, we're in Las Vegas, where MJF looks to double down his chance to win the Casino Gauntlet from the number 2 spot, which, ironically enough, is where he won from last year. And Megan Bayne right now catching Alex Windsor in the bear hug, the power of the Megasis. And then, of course, we have Ring of Honor before this honor prior to AEW All In, where it looks like Athena will defend her Ring of Honor Women's Championship against Stardust's Hazuki, and Nick Wayne will challenge Brodido for the Ring of Honor World title. Irish Whip. Oh, man. Splashing in the corner. And right now, Alex Windsor teeing off against Megan Bayne. And yes, she is Mrs. Bruv. We all know that. Tag made Jamie Hayter. I'm a hater for life. Former participant in Stardom. Atomic drop. Kick to the midsection. This is my favorite set right now for a women's division. Big Boot was looking for the sunset flip for the roll-up. Big Boot again, and Megan Bayne finally goes down. The Willow Nightingale legal. Running senton. Crushing one half of the Women's Tag Champs cover. With the near leg, it's a 1 count. Of course, Willow Nightingale also defended her TBS championship successfully against both Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. And I don't think neither of them forgot about that. And Moné right now, I say Willow Nightingale in their corner. This is the last place that Willow needed to be here. And obviously, Moné is looking for any chance she can to exploit a weakness or vulnerability in Willow Nightingale, who's been the bane of her AEW existence. German suplex. And I will say this about Moné, for all the crap you get the cringe character. She is hell-bent and determined on finally winning the AEW Women's World Championship. If she doesn't do it this year, I wonder if she's ever going to, honestly. Tag made to Megan Bayne. And see, we got a little bit of respect going on here. Now Jamie Hayter coming into the frame with the axe handle to Megan Bayne. Now hooking up Moné. Axe handle by Lena Cross. And looks like we're going to really find out where the power lies here. Get to the midsection. Windsor and the Birds right now looking to hook up Divine Moné and Willow and the Birds fighting back. Break up here. Now 6 women right now. Teeing off in the middle of the ring. I was about to say, I wonder if either team was going to get the better of that possible trio suplex exchange. Didn't look like no one had the upper hand. And fights breaking out here on all sides of the ring. Jamie Hayter, of course, also a previous challenger this year to the AEW Women's World Championship. Alex Windsor, the first victim of Mercedes Moné. Whoa, low bridge lean across during this year's own competition tournament. And Divine Dominion sit out to the floor. Meanwhile, Willow Nightingale and Alex Windsor. A little bit of Charlie's Angels right there. I like that. And whoa, my! Dario Cannibal Sentons by Windsor and Willow, wiping out the tag chance. Monet from the outside by Jamie Hayter. Gotta say, that was a messy tumble right there. What the way? Jamie, what are you doing? Jamie, you're now luchador off the top rope, high cross body, wiping out Divine Monet. As this trios match continues in Fuego and Restaurant Clyde picture-in-picture or full commercial break on Max. Don't go anywhere. Fuck television. Loving this shit. And so far, though, I like the trio synergy here with the two teams. And it doesn't look like that Megan Bayne and Lena Cross have any tension towards Mercedes Moné. But obviously, Moné is trying to boss them around. But Moné, she has that experience. She has that caliber career, and she also is a former notorious women's tag team champion in her own right. So, Nick, do you think Mercedes Moné is a benefit to Divine Dominion?
Yeah. I just think, with all due respect to them,
go on.
I think they've outgrown the tag team championships. I feel like it's time for Lena and Megan to go after other goals. Mercedes is going to need.
So what does that mean? We're talking about hypotheticals here and theoreticals and ready, etc. What does that mean, for example, if, I don't know, Mercedes wins the AEW Women's World title? You expect Megan Bayne to cross to immediately go after her?
No, but I do expect Megan Bayne and Lena Cross to start going after the TBS title.
Of course, that's currently held by the It Girl, Maya Rose, who sets to retain against Carl Shida, thanks to the assistance, able to retain against Persephone, thanks to the freaking assistance of one Kris Statlander, as it looked like she number 7 looking to once again work together at the expense of their opponent. Again, if it wasn't for Carl Shida, I don't think that if it wasn't for Persephone, I don't think Carl Shida ever would have been the TBS champion against Kris Statlander, honestly. I think Kris had her number.
Yeah, but, Maya needs challenge. Like, you put the title on Maya, which is great on you, but now you need to give her some challengers. We need to see how she does. She needs to sink or swim.
Well, we talked about, again, her potential here. And, again, she's only made it really to this point of her career. Only 3 years involved in this business. She's only been involved at this point of pressure in the game, Nick, since the freaking Owen Competition tournament. Just saying, man. It's only been 3 months.
I know, but you're putting the TBS title on her. There's a level that you need to be at with that. And we need to, we're at the place where this is the best wrestle. We say it every week.
Well, they say it, but it is hard to argue with the in-ring work. But here's the thing that we say, Nick, and let's be honest with everybody here. We agree that AEW has the strongest in-ring capable work ethic showcased on a weekly basis, if not on pay-per-view. Where the best wrestle is a substantial, subjective, proverbial merit. But I will say the AEW pay-per-views are probably my most enjoyable. But to say we're the best wrestle proves that merit of how many want to be the best. And I think that's the difference when I look at professional wrestling on the 2 highest stages. With how many get the chance or want to take that chance or are willing to take that chance versus the others that are complacent. Pounce! What a collision!
You're right, but it's not the fans that are saying it's the best wrestle. These are the performers. These are the athletes that are telling us this. They are telling us.
They're demonstrating it, not just telling us that. And right now, these 6 are. So I do see your point. Hater now legal with Lena Cross. Anyway, continue, sir.
So it's time. You put Maya in that spot, and that's great on her. It's time to figure it out and start giving her some challenges. Give her some feuds.
Double noggin knocker from the east to west by the Birds against Lita Cross. Continue, man. I love that.
It's time for her to step up. It is what it is.
Well, at that point, you think the Braun Birds, it's time for them to step up as former AEW Women's World Champion, former Rep Pro British Heavyweight Champion, step up as AEW Women's Tag Team Champions here, because we've seen the same type of style, the same type of synergy, cover, two, by Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter, even prior to them coming to AEW. Let's not forget, the first time Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter faced each other was in Pro Wrestling Eve. And that was freaking last year in February, believe it or not, folks. And that's really what brought these two together, honestly.
You're right. And they're going to be
I love this standoff.
They're going to be great tag team champions if they win.
It sounds like, again, you're calling the future right now. Again, right now, who holds the gold, Nick? Divine Dominion. And they've held the gold since freaking last year. Big headbutt again by Windsor and Hayter on the move. Right now, we got literally a pre of what could be the tag team championship match at All In. And once again, Hayter and Windsor following up pursuit against freaking Mega Band Lina Cross. Irish again, swinging a miss, waist slot, German suplexes by Divine Dominion. And that is how quick the tag champ. Whoa, man! Hayter just steamrolled Megan Bane. And so did Alex Windsor. Damn! And all four wiped out each other off that exchange. Give me this match right now. Now, Monet and Willow stand tall. In case y'all didn't see the live feed here, Hayter and Windsor just decked both the Divine Dominion. Now, Mercedes Monet tagging out. Also, Willow Nightingale tagging out. Now we're going to pre with the AEW Women's World Championship. Like I said, this will be their fourth ever singles encounter. It started with Willow and Monet for the TBS title. Big rising knee strike. It ended with her planted. Caught her flash down. No! Ended that New Year's smash. Willow Nightingale beat Mercedes Moné for the TBS title. And now, Chapter 3 in AEW, once again being written by Willow Nightingale. Mercedes Moné's resume might come at the expense of the Women's World title. Out of the corner, looking for the double knees. Driving down the champion. Winslow right now. Backslide, roll through. Oh, man, driving that head forward. Now, Lina Cross, hoisting up Alex Windsor up with the fireman's carry. Oh! Messy TKO of sorts. Jamie Hayter with the lariat running for Lina. That Hayter hits hard, but Megan Bane might hit harder. Hoisting up Hayter with the stalling Falcon Arrow. Now, we are seeing so much here right now. All 6 of these women up the fireman's carry. Willow Nightingale. Defy driver to Megan Bane. And Willow Nightingale, the only woman that's standing. And by the way, Monet is legal on the other side. This is a freaking awesome match. Of course, everyone knows how much I advocate for women's professional wrestling, damn it, and AEW showing me more than 3 women a night. And right now, Monet with the body shots to Willow Nightingale. Congrats to Kendall Gray, by the way. Spoiler alert, forcing Little Device to tap out in the underground last night NXT. So we're going to miss. Running through Monet with the lariats.
Wow.
Sheesh. Could go for the cover right here. Gut wrench. Meanwhile, oh! Divine Dominion right now preventing the power bomb. And right now, Lina and Megan hoisting up Willow. Instead, Jamie and what's up? German suplex to the tag champions. Jamie Hayter's lower back, bombing her though. Jackknife cover, takeover by Monet. Willow able to escape, maintains waist control, hoisting up Monet. Gut wrench, Bam with the power. Woo, and Monet able to escape. Now trying to hook her possibly for the Monet Maker. Willow kicking her legs, preventing it from happening. Now traps the arm of the challenger. Deep backslide to Willow just pin Monet.
Yep.
Again. Willow Nightingale just pinned Mercedes Monet again. It was the closing moments of 2025, just like that. In a similar fashion, that led to the rise of a 2-time TBS champion that night. And the Brawling Birds of Willow Nightingale rolling high into All In, where again, Willow would defend the AEW Women's World Championship against Mercedes Monet. I don't think Monet's going to smile anyways. Great matchup, though, and what a win. And again, the Brawling Birds have put their name out there to challenge for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships. This Divine Monet might go bankrupt before it gets established. That's the first time also, Nick, to interesting point for you. Divine Dominion technically just lost their first match, and they weren't even involved in the decision.
Well, that just means I think
I think the Birds qualified for challenge for the titles. I'm just saying.
I would be a betting man to say that will happen.
And I think my wishes just got granted. It's official. Again, 25 days away. Not only do we get Will Nightingale defend the World Champion against Mercedes Moné, it is now official. After finally suffering their first defeat inadvertently, the Brawley Birds get their chance for the AEW Women's World Tag Team titles at All In against Mega Bailey across Divine Dominion at Wembley Stadium. Gonna be a hell of a homecoming for those two proud Brits.
Yeah.
Again, you also have your chance. You don't have to waste your kidney. Go to AEWTX.com. Get your tickets today. Wembley Stadium, AEW All In, 25 days away. You will not be disappointed from the Cathedral of Football when it becomes the Cathedral of Professional Wrestling. And that being said, we are definitely not going to be disappointed with this match coming up. Time to fight.
Oh, geez. Is this the triple
threat? Oh, yeah, baby. We're about to really pick up speed. Pun intended. It's time for Speedball My Favorite versus Kyle Fletcher 3. This time for the AEW National Championship.
There should be a good match. Yep.
Speedball Mike Bailey earned this opportunity, winning that six-way ladder match in front of his family and hometown in Montreal, Quebec, Canada at Redemption, and already has one pinfall win over the reigning and defending AEW International Champion, as well as a pinfall in advance in a tag match against the Don Callis family.
That should be a good match.
And it looks like Speedball is paying a little bit of a homage or a tribute, of course. One of the most integral men since Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Shout out to Mystico, of course, Mystico Jet Speed at one point. We're the AEW Trios champions. But will we say his full name once again, still holding the AEW International title? Here we fucking go.
Is Mystico on this card? Yeah, right?
Yes, he is. And, of course, Mystical is also right now a double champion. He is, of course, CMLL Trios champion and the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team champion alongside El Desperado, as Kyle Fletcher has been our reigning and defending AEW International champion, and he's proven his value to that title and himself, defending it all on his own without the family, as we saw Redemption against Brodido in what was a first-time ever matchup. Let's head to ringside with Renee Paquette to give us the sports takes, and then Nick can give his own food takes. I love this stage, by the way. This is an awesome
really nice
building.
This is one of the things about a partnership, right? This is
when you literally welcome your partner in versus trying to take them over.
Right.
Swerve Strickland said himself, "We are a guest. We do not own it."
Nope. And the fact that we're in CMLL's house, right?
Yeah, this is literally the home of CMLL that we are in, as you see the 92 anniversary as they celebrated 92 years earlier this year. And of course, we know the Alvaganosi Takeshka, the former international champion, is still fighting for the G1 Climax. Stay tuned for a Barry bracket update later on, courtesy of the Simmons brand and Barry for Wrestling, prior to the G1 Climax finals, as there's no doubt the Alpha will look to once again come home and regain that title. Yeah, Speedball Mike Billy, though, he's going to have to be well prepared for what Kyle Fletcher's been able to do since the last time they faced each other. This match is underway. The last time they faced each other, by the way, Kyle Fletcher got his win back from the Continental Classic. We had defended the TNT title successfully in March against Speedball Mike Bailey.
So we have to give Kyle his flowers because
Reverend Condis, Paul Turner, continue.
He took a situation and made it his own. Like, we have to remember that he was supposed to be with Kyle with Davis, right? And then Davis got hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
And instead of just sitting at home, Tony put him in a singles role, and you see him
took a chance on him
in a totally different light. Like, I'll say it. I don't mind saying it. I see a future world champion. I see when I look at Kyle Fletcher, I look at the guy that's going to take the belt off of Ospreay if Ospreay wins it.
Well,
Like,
Kyle Fletcher has said on multiple occasions that he wants to be the guy that's the face of AEW. Much like Sky Blue, both Sky Blue and Kyle Fletcher have been made and defined AEW, and they want to further be the faces that run the place. They want to push AEW in the future. Sunset Flip by Speedball Mike Bailey. It's a 2 count here. Again, don't blink, folks. Flash may happen at any time. Don Callis at ringside here. Hand, spring. Woo, what's a sweep the leg. Unable to. And Speedball Mike Bailey with the waist lock. Again, a Speedball match. You do not blink. Now trapping the wrist. Went for the open palm strike. Blocked it. Big open palm by the challenger right now. Getting the better of the champion. Kick to the outer hamstring. And right now, Escalera walking the ropes. So balanced and nimble as Speedball. Barefooted. Take over to Harris. And a kip up by Speedball Mike Bailey. Getting the better of Kyle Fletcher in the early processing of this match. And of course, in Mexico, you figure about every arena is different, every city is different, every environment's different. It's got to be a red-hot day down there, and can catch him on the Tope Suicida. And the weather conditions in this place might affect the person as he laundered Speedball into the barricade.
That looked like it sucked.
And by the way, even with that padding on that top bit, that barricade is solid steel. Do not underestimate that glazed eye look. And Speedball, to your point, Nick. Good grief. Full speed, by the way. Yeah, it's that woman in the audience basically can tell the tale better than I can on camera. Speedball looks like a dead man, a dead carcass. Again, nothing new in Mexico. Now bringing the challenger back inside there. And again, universally hated man in the business. The only heel left, Don Callis.
Don motherfucking Callis.
Don Callis right now, of course, he's been so instrumental in Kyle Fletcher's career ever since Kyle found that hatred and joined the Don Callis family as the second ever member. Was looking for that last right powerbomb. The backslide by Speedball, though, drives the champion down. Gets a 2 count as referee Paul Turner. Whoa! Messy schoolboy roll-up, kip up, Speedball once again out of the corner. Triangle moonsault, wiping him out.
Yep. Mike Bailey's feeling it.
Well, Speedball Mike Bailey knows he has to go for a broke because these opportunities are so damn limited when they happen. And right now, there's a great chance for Speedball Mike Bailey just to get some recovery with what's happening so far. First time these two-man face each other again was the Continental Classic last year. Speedball Mike Bailey got the better of the Protostar. Took 19 minutes.
One thing I do wish they would have done, or at least for this match.
Whoa. Fletcher.
Is have Veda Scott on the call.
Axe call. Well, again, I'm just waiting for Veda Scott to become all elite because, damn it, she deserves it. Nice round kick by Speedball. Hardest working independent voice of wrestling. Shooting star press, running in. Speedball with the cover, holding the far leg. Gets a 2 count.
I mean, yeah, we would all love for her to become all elite. Like
I just want her to get a TV gig as a play-by-play or analyst because she's definitely been on the grind for years and has absolutely earned that chance. We've seen that chance before in AEW, so why not do it again?
No, but you're right, and I'm just saying, like, wishing, especially for a Speedball Mike Bailey match, when she is the English commentator for CMLL, you would think
yeah, I do see your point there, but you know, and also bookings for all we know might be coming to play because she's always booked everywhere else. I mean, she's the freaking analyst voice for New Japan, and so oh my goodness, Falcon Arrow. It's a no-go driver. Sarge kick at 2 out of the corner. I fit the difference there. While that was called Mr. Go Driver, he did not drive Speedball down high on his shoulders. That was more of a Falcon's arrow out of the corner, personally, in my opinion. But still, Speedball survived. We're on the outside right now. As, of course, the AEW National Championship hangs in the balance. Don't go anywhere. Fuck television.
Fuck it. Woo. Fuck television.
You know, maybe one of these days I'll stop saying that because I do wonder, honestly, does that actually prove anything besides the fact I'm right? Because we all say the same thing, but I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm just wasting breath. Anyway, I know I'm not wasting time doing this for all of you. Of course, we do this for all the biggest shows, specials, PLDs, pay-per-views across all things, professional wrestling. Damn it. What was that?
Trailer?
You know what? I don't know if he has one in here, but I think it's not a bad idea. Why the fuck not? Folks, stay tuned. We'll be back with you shortly here. This trail may be slightly out of date, but take a look at some upcoming attractions here at the Simple Bible Studios. We'll see you in a bit.
And now for a taste of things to come.
And as always, it's about studios that trailer shows you we truly encompass, celebrate, pontificate, engage, analyze, criticize, and react to
all the wrestling.
Damn it! And our forms of professional sports and combat sports team. Welcome back in here once again to Simple Iowa Studios. This is Grandson Mexico, Simon Noel Foster, the King of Food, Nick Ferrante. Shout out to Miss Ferrantes. Happy to bring you this continued coverage here as the AEW National Championship hangs in the balance. Kyle Fletcher defending against Speedball Mike Billy. The record stands 1-1 with both these incredible wrestlers. As of course, Grandson Mexico continues here on the other side of this commercial break. Still to come tonight. Dunk Steel Martinez versus Will Ospreay in a Mexico City street fight. There will be no outside interference. Kevin Nakasuchiko Khan and Sarah versus Chris Jericho, Darby Allin and Mystico. And Kris Statlander goes 1-1 for the first time ever against the Gods of the Underworld and the CMO Women's World Champion Persephone in a non-title match. We return to in-ring action live from Arena Mexico. Capacity crowd on hand. Sold out venue tonight in the building once again for a Grand Slam. Knife edge shot to the back of Speedball Mike Bailey. Ever since that freaking Mitsunoku driver out of the corner, Speedball has not been able to get his bearings back, and Kyle Fletcher's had his way with the challenger.
Nope, it's been all Fletcher.
So many developments already tonight. Andrade Elo, the #1 spot, the Gauntlet. MJF is back and will fight for the #2 spot next week on Dynamite in Las Vegas. And of course, John Moxley has the Continental Cup right now to worry about. And beautiful move off the top, almost overshot it by Speedball, wiping out the Pro Star on the floor. A high risk paying off here right now for Speedball, but will there be enough risk taken that will lead him to become the next brand new AEW International Champion? We also, of course, just saw Divine Dominion suffer their first loss inadvertently in trios after Alonso, the CEO, as Will Nightingale, pin Mercedes Moné, and the Brawling Birds will now challenge Divine Dominion for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships. Nice cover by Speedball, 2 count, Fletcher, the reversal, and again, 2 count. Trap the arms, arm drag takeover by Speedball. Both these men trying to pick up the pace here, keeping one another out of the corner, up and around. Oh man, spike it, Kyle! And Speedball, it's just extraordinary. Once again, looking to hook up the champion. Step, victory roll, cross leg cover, sits deep, 2, oh! Just barely able to escape. Just barely right there was Kyle Fletcher able to escape that P maneuver. Both men went for the high kick. Both men block, kick, fake out, miss. Half and half.
I like how they're giving them time for this. That they're going out there and doing their thing.
Well, they know how far these two men are willing to go all out. Of course, we will go all out after we go all in on the AEW Watch-Along schedule, as we also will support the Rebel Heart of one Rebel Tania. Oh man, what a kick against the entranceway. And Speedball's head hit hard. Again, folks, I want to also remind you and encourage you, if you haven't already, please support Rebel Tania in her fight against ALS. It is a terminal illness, and she is being a champion during this time, encouraging so many individuals, including returning Kevin Owens. And you can learn more about the pursuit right now for a cure for this deadly terminal disease at ALS.org, and all proceeds at Rebel Heart, if you buy the shirt bracelet today, will go towards that research. Let's show some love and support Rebel Tania. We're with you, Rebel. And of course, stay tuned for our coverage of that special Dynamite supporting Rebel's fight in this cause, Rebel Heart Dynamite.
Yeah, that should be a good show to be that we're gonna do, all for a good cause.
It's not a fight for the fallen, it's the fight for the strongest, in my opinion, right now. And there's nobody stronger in this business than Rebel Tania.
I feel like
What the hell? A Speedball! Whoa! Sorry, Nick, I didn't think Speedball was going to climb up a flight of stairs and freaking do a moonsault. Continue.
Oh, he did. I feel like we should do, maybe on that stream, I don't know, we should figure something out for that stream. Just saying.
What are you talking about? I mean, I already got my bracelet and my gray and red suit already prepared, so I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know.
Look at the distance that Speedball covered off that moonsault and how he did not crash face first on those stairs is incredible.
I don't know how he does it. He's fucking crazy.
Again, extraordinary athlete. Multiple discipline, of course, in mixed martial arts. And right now, both champion and challengers staying out of the ring. Kyle Fletcher right now might just put himself in the drop zone. Speedball high. Whip for the Revolution knees. And Kyle Fletcher get out of the way. One God stairs, man, slack on it. Cover. Two. No. Kyle would escape again. Woo. Don Callis right now. You wonder if there's any sense of urgency right now on the freaking patriarch of the Don Callis family. the freaking Mad Macabre, the Invisible Hand, right now firing up Arena Mexico and Kyle Fletcher for that matter. Both champion and challenger back up to their feet. Big super kick, rock paddle to the corner.
Super kick party.
And great extension there for the Cyclone kick, but oh! Mitsunoka driver! Kick out at 2.5. Now that was a full-on Mitsunoka driver right there, Nick.
That was, sir.
The hand was just nearly down for the 3. Referee Paul Turner just inches, and I mean inches, above the canvas there. And so far right now, not a 3 yet. And again, we'll include a link for ALS.org, of course, and the links to those Rebel Heart bracelets and shirts during that stream as well. Again, show your love and support today, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Maybe we'll even do like an ice bucket challenge live. I don't know, or so somebody that did it.
Honey, would you do an ice bucket challenge on me live on stream?
If someone calls me out either in the chat or during Super Reliable Studios with a $5 super chat, I will personally do it in a suit and record it. And right now, Kyle Fletcher hooking Speedball Mike Bailey, and right now, putting here with an apron power bomb.
I will do you one better. If we can raise $50
for ALS causes, I completely agree. Running kick in the corner.
If we can raise $50 for the ALS people, for
Brainbuster! Brainbuster! Cover for the retirement, and Kyle, no!
How much do you think? $100? You think we can do 100? Let's do 100.
All right, let's go for it. Go all in. Go $100. We get $100. ALS Ice Bucket Challenge live during that stream or recorded.
If we get $100 on that stream in super chats, I will have my wife do the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge on me live on stream right then and there. And in September, where we live, it gets kind of chilly.
Doing chants right now. It's actually this Red Hot in Arena Mexico, though, Nick. And again, I applaud you. You're very noble for that. And right now, Kyle Fletcher right now is in disbelief that people might be was able to survive the Protostar Brainbuster. Now looking to go for broke, much like he did against Brodido with the Tristing top rope Protostar Brainbuster. The same way he won the title. Speedball fighting for life, able to escape. And, oh, man, high kick to the shoulder, though. Kyle right now get a stinger fed in that left arm. And Speedball, what the hell is this? Speedball up high with an avalanche poison rana! Come on for Pete's sake, Speedball! It looks like Speedball's not done yet! He knows it's going to take more than that. He's seen the discipline. He's seen the life. That confidence is willing to go in position on top of a weapon! We got a new champion! We got a new champion! Cheers, people! No! How the fuck did Kyle get a show about that? I don't believe it!
All right, this is a good match.
2.999 at Infinitum. Kyle Fletcher once again being the show steer. We will say his full name in victory or defeat as the International Championship still hangs in the balance. Now the straight jacket hold, sunset flip, reversal, Speedball with the clutch on the champion when the total kick out at 2 9 again by Kyle. Went for the time adventure. Kyle catching Speedball in, now hoisting him up, looking for the long turn in the corner. Face first goes Speedball, the second turnbuckle goal. Now Kyle creates distance, full velocity with the running kick. Get to the face, connects. Now Speedball, person the top turnbuckle again. Might be dazed. Once again, Kyle has him hooked in position for the top rope Protostar Brainbuster. Kyle Fletcher fucking does it again.
Good on Kyle. Good on Kyle.
This match was everything I expected it to be, and then some. As Speedball and Kyle once again took it to even further extremes for the AEW International title. Kyle getting the better of Speedball now, 2-1, and his third successful defense in the books as he looks to become the greatest AEW International Champion of all time. And boy, did he pay for it. You see blood from the mouth. And I don't think the Protostar would have won any other way. What a freaking match. This young man is amazing. You said yourself, Nick, you got AEW World Champion written all over Kyle Fletcher's future. Look at the continuous. Whoa!
I kind of hate how I'm a little bit of
And of course, from one great champion to another, one of the greatest modern-day wrestlers out of Japan in the last decade. RB Everett's drawn decision for this contest. As it continues forward with the Don Callis family, as Kazuchika Okada returns to Arena Mexico. Boy, isn't this wild to see. Of course, in its excursion, trained by Ultimo Dragon. As, of course, he teams with Hechicero and the Jet Kevin Knight, taking on Darby Allin, Chris Jericho, and Mystico. And we all know that Okada did say the title will stay in the family, but is Okada happy with it not being on him in the family, especially on Kyle Fletcher?
Sorry. You're
fine.
right. It just at least 2 hours.
Oh, boy.
Our thing of it being a triple threat match, right?
Well, again, Kazuchika Okada held that AEW National Championship since he merged it into the unified title, of course, back at All In last year in Texas. And Kazuchika Okada deems himself as one of the greatest of all time, period. Very few men, especially young boys, have surpassed the Rainmaker. And anyone that tried, Okada put them in their place. And, of course, in this family, we know in the Don Callis family, nobody really gets along with each other. It's all about being the best at the end of the day, as long as you follow Don Callis' itinerary and what he believes is best for him, for you. And speaking of the best, right now, CMLL's best is the holder of the CMLL Men's World Title. And you're looking at him in the Mad Alchemist, Hechicero, who took that from Claudio Castagnoli.
Yep.
Hechicero making Zack Sabre Jr. look like a freaking assistant when it comes to human science, considering how long this man's been manipulating bodies in Mexico and across the world. And knowing how revered a submission wrestler Hechicero is, it's a dangerous man to be in the ring with. Speaking of champions, though, and who's trying to look to be the greatest of all time, he's the one you look up to. Here comes the Jet, Kevin Knight, with all the swagger in the world, who has already surpassed Kyle Fletcher in the most successful defense count in a single run of the TNT title, and hanging with Kenny Omega at Redemption. Still with the dream of being Jet 2 belts. You know, Okada has conflict with Kyle Fletcher. Kevin Knight has conflict with Kyle Fletcher. I don't know if Hechicero has conflict with anybody yet. I mean, is there really any two men in the family that actually truly get along with each other, Nick? I don't think so, personally. But he can talk about that later. A rising star, like I said. So much hungry talent here in All Elite Wrestling.
We're going to get the greatest entrance of all the wrestling right now.
Of course, Mystico, of course, the entrance heard around the world that defines Lucha Libre. Again, I can't sing the song, though, but I know that place is about to go unglued once we hear this theme, if you know what I mean. Hechicero, by the way, has been the CMLL World Heavyweight Champion, now two-time World Champion, for 139 days, and already defended successfully against Jonathan Gresham and Roderick Strong. Everybody sing! Except me, I can't sing. Because I don't know the song. And of
this
course,
song is so good.
I know, right? It's
so
on my playlist.
Fucking good.
I literally listen to this sometimes on my lift rides or when I wake up because it's just such a spiritual pick-me-up, raw, passionate emotion that Selena would be proud of. God rest her soul. Mystico, of course, is also one half, I forgot, of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions after taking them off the Beast Mortos and Sammy Guevara. Listen to that place, Nick!
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking 10,000 chorus in perfect unison!
Imagine
If there's ever a face of Mexico, it's Mystico. As you're saying.
Imagine All In Mexico City and Mystico's music goes on. Like,
I'll say. Bravo, muy bien, bravo. Standing ovation for CMLL's Místico.
Listen, Mystico's entrance music, if you look at it in the scope of it, it is on par, and people can call me crazy, it's on par with people singing Metalingus.
It really is.
Like, when you...
Okada doesn't want to hear it, clearly. That's all you're getting from me. Anyway, believe it or not, by the way, Mystico, folks, right now holds 5 different championships, and 2 of them are CMLL.
What?
CMLL World Trios Champion alongside Mascara Dorada and Neon as those Sky Team. CMLL World Light Heavyweight Champion right now, 321 days. He's also the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion alongside El Desperado, New Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion alongside Mascara Dorada as those Sky Team, and the current PWR World Heavyweight Champion. This incredibly world-renowned luchador, formerly known as Sin Cara, been involved in this business for 28 years and is still one of the greatest of all time.
Jericho's entrance is amazing.
Well, Jericho, of course, why we didn't even talk about him. He also, of course, heavily disciplined in the Lucha Libre style. El Corazón de León. I love that. That's brilliant. On the inside. Now, this is a song I can sing, but I'm not going to. Okada, of course, has never shared a singles match with Mystico, but this will be the 4th time that Mystico and Okada will share the ring together. Wow, check out Jericho with the tassel jacket.
Right?
El Corazón de León, the former world middleweight champion, for those that don't know, in a bygone life. Spent significant time, of course, not only in Mexico, but in Japan, Nick, as we all know. I love this freaking just unity, this summit of internationally recognized talent for their time in Mexico and literally bringing those roots back. It's a homecoming for a lot of people, honestly. Jericho, of course, has never held a CMLL championship, though, but is a former NWA World Middleweight Champion as Corazón de León. That's the callback you're seeing here, going all the way back, believe it is or not, Nick, 1993.
I wasn't even born then. No, well, I was, but...
Judas in my mind. Well done. Unbelievable night. Incredible atmosphere. This is what professional wrestling lived at the highest passion. And there's one man left to this equation. Oh boy. And Kevin Knight, you might want to run for your life. This guy might make Kevin Knight run back across the border. Because Darby Allin is hell-bent to see how far Kevin Knight is willing to go when it comes to how far you want to prove you're the best, let alone holding the TNT title that Darby Allin holds so near and dear. And, of course, Darby Allin is the former AEW World Champion.
So I just want to, just take it in. Darby Allin is just... He has been, from a guy with nothing, you hear his story, from a guy with nothing.
Oh, no doubt.
To be where he is just incredible. It's insane.
I think it's also the first time we're seeing Darby Allin also in Arena Mexico. Yep, it is. The only time he's ever been involved in anyone from CMLL was literally Forbidden Door at Death's Door. When, of course, CMLL was involved as part of the interpromotional showcase. So this is the first time for Darby Allin, who skates. Whoa, man! Kevin Knight just whacked him the fuck out with a leaping clothesline. As he was skinned into the ring, and immediately the fight's underway. Okada renewing hostilities with Jericho. Of course, Painmaker and Rainmaker goes all the way back to Dominion 2019, I believe. And Hechicera and Mystico. Oh, the bad blood with those two, man. Don't even get me started there. And right now, Darby Allin. Whoa, man, what a bad landing on the barricade. Right in the Darbies. Oh, that might have been the worst bump yet tonight. Makes Shafir actually look soft. Gisera right now squaring up against Mystico. Chris Jericho squaring up against Kazuchika Okada. I cannot believe I'm calling Okada in Arena Mexico. My life is complete. The Doncaster family, right now working very well together here. Aubrey Edwards, good luck, by the way, drawing, of course, the assignment for this match. Kazuchika Okada never held a title in CMLL, but, of course, recognized 7-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And, like I said, former AEW National Champion, who currently holds the mark at 316 days and 10 defenses, while Kyle Fletcher has become the greatest national champion of all time. Okada might want to turn around, though, and Jericho with a knife-edge chop. I never thought I would see Jericho and Okada square up again. This is actually interesting. Of course, Ande Leon, inaugural AEW World Champion. I might be saying that all night, actually, during this match. A little bit of a nod back to his gear, by the way, too. Drop kick by Okada. That drop kick, of course, right now, such a difference maker in Okada's repertoire. Kazuchika Okada, by the way, folks, was on excursion through CMLL through the better part of the early 2000s before returning back to New Japan Pro Wrestling to confront the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, at Wrestle Kingdom, and the rest is history. Mystico right now, still squaring at Gisera. Now Kevin Knight squaring up against Jericho. Irish whip thrown off the rails. Of course, Ande Leon with the kick to the midsection. Knife edge chop right now to the Jet Kevin Knight. A swing and a miss. Jam pat to the Raptors here in Arena Mexico. Caught up in the fireman's carry. And right now, big Death Valley driver. And Jericho right now drinking it in, man. And Gisera, of course, also involved, as I talked about earlier, in the Continental Cup. Tag made at Darby Allin, who's legal with the Jet coming out, who immediately scurries away like a rat, or a pussy, and immediately tags out to Gisera, and this is one person that I don't think Darby Allin needs to be in the ring with. Darby Allin right now springing up the top rope, high springboard, deep arm drag against the freaking Alchemist. Cheap shot to Kevin Knight, drop kick. Darby Allin is just so damn explosive. Just sorry, Darby Allin, of course, with his unorthodox offense. Diving gets caught with a drop kick by Okada from the west side. Was looking for the Jet. Instead, the Jet detoured Darby into Okada's waiting legs as this trios match continues. Wrestler Clark, picture in picture. Full commercial on Max. Fuck television. Damn. I mean, Darby Allin's got to be facing the Jet coming out at some point. He's not going to stop till he grounds that Jet once and for all for what he did at Double or Nothing. I'm just saying.
No, and I think we got... I'm going to say... I think we get Darby versus Kevin Knight. I think we get it at All In, and I feel like it's going to be a coffin match.
You remember the last time there was a TNT title coffin match at All In that involved Darby Allin, right? The damn man was nearly set on fire in the body bag.
Yeah, I just...
Do you really want that to happen? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Kevin Knight's already beat Darby. Like, if I'm Kevin, why am I gonna give you another shot like this? We've already had our regular match.
Well, I mean, Don Callis stopped, to your point, Don Callis stopped Kevin Knight from giving Darby Allin the shot because Kevin Knight's emotions was instigated. I mean, and again, Don Callis said he is hell-bent to make sure you will never, ever get near Kevin Knight or the TNT title. And he's used every goon in the Don Callis family to do that. But Darby still keeps fighting. This was the problem the Death Riders have. Darby doesn't stop. He's relentless.
So you're going to have to put him in his grave.
Damn. And Kevin Knight and Darby Allin have already shared the ring on 3 occasions, Nick. And again, the last time Darby Allin did challenge for TNT title because he did get his match, he lost against Kevin Knight back in July.
So why? So then there's where lies my point. It doesn't seem like you're doing anything else with Kevin, and it seems like it's with
stuck
Darby.
in a Darby Allin vortex of freaking torturous hunting is what it sounds like you're trying to say.
So I mean, what do you're not gonna have a regular match?
Not with those two, you aren't.
No, you need to have a stipulation match, and I mean you can't You can't do the I'll never challenge for the TNT title stip. You can't.
Oh, you know
do
they're not
that.
going to do that. Come on now. They got too much pride for that. You know they're not going to do that.
So what match do you do? What match is there that you would be comfortable seeing? I think the only one would be a coffin match.
I mean, that's fair. And Hechicero and Mystico could be a match in the next anniversary show because those two men go all the way back in their CMLL history to 2015. The last time that Hechicero and Mystico fought over a title was actually over the CMLL World Trios titles, and El Sky Team beat the Don Callis family when they last challenged for them on Collision back in 2025. And of course, the AEW World Trios Championships, Jet Speed Mystico also beat the Don Callis families, El Clone, Hechicero, and Valador Jr. at CMLL Vermes Espectacular. As we are back here at Arena Mexico for AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, and this show has definitely been a Grand Slam. Big Naga by Kevin and Darby Allin. Still to come tonight, Persephone versus Kris Statlander. AEW Trio Champions is on the line. Demand versus Brodido, Hangman and Page. And our main event, Will Ospreay versus Dunkzilla Mark Davis in a Mexico City street fight where all outside parties are banned. No outside interference. Nice springboard crossbody by Mystico, wiping out the Jet. Now, that's just Sarah Okada, though, with the double team attack. And Jericho, for those that don't know, he shared time during CMLL all the way back in the early 90s as El Corazon de Leon, going all the way through 1990, I believe, through 1995. And Mystico, able to escape, take a bunch of hits to the Jet, Kevin Knight. Doesn't the banner, waistlock, we have the minds to Cheryl crashing into Okada. And Tiger Fang hit by Mystico, wiping out the Rainmaker. Springboard, take a bunch of hits to the Mad Alchemist, and Mystico and Fuego. Oh, get to the outside hamstring. Escalera, Kevin Knight.
Fuego.
Whoa! Beautiful corkscrew, deep arm drag. And right now, Okada trying to slow down Mystico here, just trying to lock Mystico in a waistlock here for that Rainmaker. Great exchange here. Second knee Codebreaker by Chris Jericho, wiping out Okada. And connects flush. I believe Kevin Knight is legal, by the way, for the Don Callis family. Sidestep, second rope, springboard, Moons covers with the crossbody. 2 count. Almost got a TNT title challenger right there.
How many more matches do we have?
What?
How many more matches do we have?
3, dude. 3. This show is Grand Slam, not standard Dynamite. We're going into overtime, and I'm guarantee you this is going to be at least 2.5 hours. And I'm all in for it because this show has been tremendous. And Kevin Knight and Darby Allin, now we're doing hostilities, just trading bombs here. Standing waistlock exchange, deep roll up, double leg. I thought I was going to go for the clutch. Instead, steps over, possibly looking for the sharpshooter, Scorpion Deathlock. Middle of the ring, Kevin Knight, nowhere to go. Okada, caught the double leg takedown by Jericho. Might be looking for the walls, getting Chinamaker over, grabbing the ropes though. Aubrey focusing on the 2 legal men though as Kevin Knight crawls his way to the ropes to force the break. And right now, Okada building out here, realizing that he was in danger of being trapped in the wall, springing up. Hechicero dropped again, throat first across the second rope. These matches are always so insane, especially in Arena Mexico. Spring cross body, Hechicero catching Mystico, though. Hoisted up, fireman's carry. Uh-oh. And now Hechicero up and around and taking over with Hechicero Harris. Wow. And right now, Jericho, Mystico, and Darby Allin gain control of the ring. Chris Jericho going up to the top rope. El Corazon de Leon might show his wings tonight in Arena Mexico! Wiping out Okada! Coffin drop by Darby Allin and Kevin Knight. That just leaves Mystico, who is always one step over the top rope. High cross by Hechicero. On the floor. Good Lord. And this match still going on. I do think Darby Allin and Kevin Knight are legal. And right now, Darby Allin has Kevin Knight right where he wants him, looking for that. Oh, man. Again, the footing wiped out. And the TNT champion, smart strategy here. And right now, got Darby Allin home with the trio well the same way he put him away when he held on to the TNT title and also injured the man and removed him from the Continental Classic last year. Uh-oh. And legs trapped, and Darby Allin once again. History might repeat here as Kevin Knight looks to soar from the west to east, coast to coast, intercepted with a Judas effect. Okada, whoa! Went for the drop kick, but Jericho caught Okada running in, looking to step over into the walls. Now Mystico sidestep up and around. La Mystico takedown. on the CMLL World Champion. Coffin drop by Darby Allin to Kevin Knight. Cover 2, and Darby just pinned the TNT champion.
So you know something got to give now with that win.
Oh, no doubt. And also Mystico, I think he tapped out at the Cerro, which means Mystico might have put himself in the driver's seat for the CMLL World title. A hell of a match in return for El Corazon de Leon, who has not been involved in Arena Mexico since 2024 when Mystico beat Chris Jericho in a 2-out-3 falls match. What a great win. And there's no doubt Darby Allin reminding Kevin Knight that I will pursue you to the end of time, because how far are you willing to go? You haven't shown me how far yet. Hell of a homecoming, though, for Corazon de Leon, Chris Jericho, and a first time in Arena Mexico for Darby Allin. What a matchup, as again, this show has been en fuego. Shout out to Cast 18 Studios. Again, it is the live wrestling attraction of the week where the best wrestle currently in Mexico. I'll go ahead and go with it because this show has been flawless tonight. This show has been absolutely incredible, JJ. And again, subscribe today, folks. Cast 18 Studios. Good to see Sandy, of course. I hope that you are also doing very well, and God bless you. And, of course, speaking of not doing very well, Persephone and Akara, she have not been doing well ever since they cost Kris Statlander the chance in Survival of the Fittest for the TBS Championship, and Sheeta was able to incapacitatedly submit a already not out Kris Statlander, as Kris Statlander Stat Dads returned home to put the children back in place. It was last week on Wednesday Night Dynamite in Detroit where Sheeta looked to Cosmeyer World, who took the title from her with the aid of that candlestick, and Stat Daddy returned home as Maya World got the better of the guys of the underworld with that faraway bridge pin to hold on to the TBS title in her first defense. Now for the first time ever, we see Kris Statlander go one-on-one with Persephone, as Kris Statlander has landed. Because that's where it's at, damn it! With the highest win record in AEW history, the former TBS and AEW Women's World Champion and Pro Wrestling Eve International Champion, 88 division wins in Kris Statlander's illustrious career. And if fans, you are watching Grand Slam Mexico AEW Dynamite as we hit overtime. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you are enjoying. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. If you want to take the conversation, super chat, pay by the passions. It's as simple as that. And of course, stay tuned for continued watch-alongs, interviews, shenanigans, and coverage here at the Speedball Studios. Follow us today at SR Studios 2024 if you're tuning in for the first time. Oh boy. The goddess of the underworld, the CMLL Women's World Champion, Persephone, the Black Widow of CMLL, who just came off a successful defense against Tessa Blanchard for that title. But Kris Statlander and Persephone have never gone in the ring against each other.
Two powerhouses, buddy. Can't deny.
This is where the power lies. This is the most powerful women's division in the business, bar none. And I mean power in quotes. Continue.
No, it is. It is. Pound for pound, I think these women really bring it.
And there's La Mera Mera Rosa, of course, the Mexican National Women's Champion, just recently won that title. Watching on from ringside, it's got to be so proud to see how far the growth of Persephone has come. Persephone, by the way, folks, 25 years of age, involved in this game for 10 years. Bell rings, we are underway for this first time ever matchup. 54-day reign so far as the CMLL Women's World Champion. Connell tie up here with these two powerhouses. 153-day reign, Currently has 4 successful defenses against Tessa Blanchard, not once, but twice. Billy Starks and Lacey Lane, ever since being Mercedes Moné for the CMLL Women's World Championship back in March. It's a stiff kind of a tie-up here until the tape to Nick's point. Equal size, equal build here for both these athletes of sorts. Kris Statlander involved in this game for 9 years out of Creative Pro Wrestling Academy. Deep arm drag takeover for Persephone here. And as I said, former AEW Women's World Champion, AEW TBS Champion, and Eve International Champion.
So I don't know if you noticed, Stat is getting booed.
Well, you gotta remember, Kris Statlander, she's the away team. Persephone, she has been made and defined in Arena Mexico. And Kris Statlander doesn't give a damn whether she's your friend or foe. She's just gonna bring her best forward to you because that's what Kris Statlander does. You could ask anybody like Chloe Zero back in France when she was booed out of the building. You could ask Pro Wrestling Eve when she won that Eve International Championship from Nina Samuels. Then again, Nina Samuels is universally hated. But Miya Yamashita took that title from Kris Statlander at Eve 150. Big boot. And I'm pretty sure that's not the last time we see Kris Statlander. And for say, what a clothesline! Driving Persephone over to the floor. And again, it goes back to that bad blood. Kris don't give a shit what you think. That's why Stat's where it's at, damn it. But she also is out to prove exactly why she is one of the best. Pendulum! Moonsault off the apron to the floor, winding out Persephone. You may not like her, but you damn sure best respect her. Hardest worker in the AEW Women's Division, in my opinion, despite the fact she's dealt with 600 days on injury with double knee surgery. ACLs are no joke.
I feel like you need to give Persephone the win here.
Oh! Well, Persephone, you want to talk about Maya World, baptism by fire. This will be a huge coup for Persephone to beat a former AEW TMS and AEW Women's World Champion in her first of every singles encounter. Over the top topic on Halo by Persephone.
The CML Women's World Champion in CMLL in Arena Mexico. I feel like you have to give her the win.
Well, right now, Thunder Rosa, who's been a victim and a friend of Kris Statlander over the AEW Women's World title. Persephone jaw-jacking her. Persephone sees the goal that Thunder Rosa has. And again, Thunder Rosa is so instrumental here in Arena Mexico and CMLL and in Persephone's career. Vocal opposition here as Arena Mexico has been all night for AEW's. And right now, chin lock applied, center of the ring, Kris Statlander seated. Gonna have Thunder Rosa here, of course, as always. Thunder Rosa, of course, La Mera, former AEW Women's World Champion. Persephone right now trying to hold Statlander down as Statlander is trying to get back up to a vertical position to find leverage in this hold. Persephone, though, changing position, though, going to the cross faces, just hammering down on Statlander. Can Persephone put down Stat? Stay tuned. This match continues. Wrestle Card picture, a full commercial break. Fox Television. Woof. And, of course, there's my brother, the Karaji King, is, of course, in the chat because he is all about that Black Widow. What up, bro? Good to see you. I missed you during our fact we didn't cover the Continental Cup, but I look forward to the next time we do ATW View. And, again, support my brother today, ATW for life.
Is that King A-Train?
Damn right that is the King. He wouldn't be anywhere else besides watching AEW on a Wednesday night. So God bless him for actually dropping it in the chat. As me and him used to do this ad nauseum. But prayers are our passions, mentality, mindsets, and just, you know, the way that streams work sometimes. And our own commentary that sometimes collide over each other. But I love you, brother. And I hope that you and your family are doing well. Appreciate you always, man. Again, ATW for life.
Well,
and JJ here with the nugget before I let you speak. Apparently, Statlander is taking on WID Evolved Talent Marcus Mathers tomorrow at 20 Years of Bad Boys show. Again, Stats where it's at. Global trendsetter, globally disciplined.
No, I was gonna say. I came into the crew and into the family. You know, when we still had the old intro, and King A-Train was on the intro. So I would love to kind of mix it up with an OG like him.
Hey, if he ever wants to come back on here for a watch-along or shenanigans or give a simple take, the door is always open to the ATW fam, and that is just a fact. But also, he's a hard-working man, and he's tired. He's Oklahoma. It's a whole different thing there. Of course, Thunder Rosa, Kris Statlander, last time they were involved in the ring was together as a tag team on Collision against the Sisters of Sin back in 2000 and back in February, of course, as Thunder Rosa and Kris Statlander had their fallout with the Toxic Spider Thekla, who has not been seen since she lost the AEW Women's World title at Redemption. Very curious to see what's next for her. And welcome back inside here live to Arena Mexico. AEW Grand Slam Mexico continues here tonight. Kris Statlander Persephone colliding for the first time ever. Now hoisted up in the fireman's carry. Of course, Persephone also former winner of the CMLL Grand Prix, steamrolling over Kris Statlander. Previous challenges of Athena's Ring of Honor Women's World Championship, springing up the second rope. Moonsault, but took too long as Statlander tried to get out of the way. Again, did you take enough out of Statlander, though? Oh, man, gutbuster over the knee. Ready to really work Persephone with the gut-wrench suplex release. The leverage playing such a factor here with these two statuesque powerhouses. And right now trying to push forward here, running uppercut. Big knee, side of the head of Persephone. Of course, if Statlander wins, she could put herself in the hunt maybe for the CML Women's World Championship. Drive! Persephone down, Mr. No-Go driver! Kick out at 2 by the Black Widow. Able to raise that left shoulder up. Thunder Rosa, of course, for those that don't know, that is the Mexican National Women's Championship. She's held that now for 6 days after winning it at Viernes Espectacular against India Sulix. Get to the midsection right now, and Persephone trying to hoist up Statlander, possibly for that razor's edge. Statlander able to get out of the way, though. Picks the leg. Nice takeover. Counter. Hooks the arms. And wait a minute. Has her in the crucifix. Seatbelt pair. Oh, almost got her there. And Persephone able to escape, though. And I figured all again took the displacement of the weight. Wiping out Statlander with running lariat. Just throwing everything she has through Statlander there. Yeah, it was messy, but it was effective, Nick, nonetheless. Persephone right now needs to keep on charging forward. She's going to beat Kris Statlander here in front of her countrywomen. Persephone with the open palm strike here. Oh, and Statlander in kind. These two are no strangers to riling one another up, including themselves. Open palm strike exchange right now between Kris Statlander and Persephone. Kris getting the better of the exchange, lining up the CML Women's World Champion. Big super kick, though, by Persephone. Push Statlander up to the ropes. Got toe hold against the second rope. Of course, Persephone got dual signed AEW and CML earlier this year with a running cross body to the spine. A blind shot to Persephone. Now Statlander on the ascent. And Statlander usually known for that Area 451 splash. Oh, no! Ooh, nasty landing on the knees. And Persephone get out of the way and charging through Statlander with the spear. And covered. Tap! No! Statlander able to survive. That was very close there. And again, this is the one Achilles heel I will say about Persephone when it comes to her potential. That bubbling over emotion, getting frustrated in what feels like a late going when she has most of control. Now jaw-jacking from the Rosa trying to seize the Mexican National Women's title. What the hell? What the hell? Now Persephone bringing from the Rosa up inside ringside here. And Reverend Brandon Martinez is trying to break up these two. And now seizing the Mexican title. Oh, man! Just battered Thunder Rosa with that women's Mexican national title. What the hell? And Statlander, though, oh man, driving shoulder tackle, warming up Persephone and the official. Now it's all breaking down. I sort of expected this, and up and over backdrop suplex. Sheesh. Statlander right now, perhaps the opportunity she needed, though, to capitalize and put down Persephone and maybe put herself in the hunt for a different world championship.
Wow.
Looking to hook her up. This is unreal right now. Got her position. Sunset roll for victory roll. Reversal by Kris Statlander. This is the cover. And 1, 2. Wait a minute. Here comes Sheeta. You freaking Shinobi shining son of a bitch. Whipping out freaking Statlander with that Mexican title. Again, Hikaru Shida and Persephone can't help but try and make an embarrassment out of Statlander. Once again, Shida comes into play. Best the Shida on my left foot. Springing with the splash. No referee though. Persephone with the cover. 2, 3, 4. Again, there's no referee. Now the referee back into play. 1, 2, and Persephone has beaten Kris Statlander.
Good call. You protected Stat. I don't mind it, but good that Persephone got the win.
The only thing that freaking sore-losing Vixen did was piss off 2 women. And you know Thunder Rosa and Kris Statlander are going to come back with a vengeance. But either way, big win for Persephone at the expense of Kris Statlander and Thunder Rosa for that matter. Highly unnecessary. Continuing to make enemies out of everybody. Been making enemies out of everyone since that Survivor of the Fittest match. Sheeta and Persephone right now, the bane of the women's division existence. And it looks like the CMLL Women's World Champion might have another title in her sights. And again, you don't want to piss off La Mera Mera. And Statlander is going to rip the head off Sheeta with more than a candlestick. Mark my words. And what's a whoa, wait a minute, Maya World. And Hion coming in right now. Checking on Kris Statlander. Yeah, really easy to call yourself a winner when you have inadvertent help from a sore loser. Just saying.
It doesn't matter how you win, it's how you get it done.
Yeah, well, kiss my ass with that logic in the meantime. And again, it is her home. She got to win at her home turf. I'll give her that. A hell of a hot match here, though, tonight. Again, AEW proving why they are the hottest thing going as we move forward to All In with all the potential and visceral in the world from both wrestling fans and wrestling enthusiasts and the wrestling rosters. However, it's to prove why they are the best wrestle. And, of course, we still have so much more, because coming up next, I believe, is our semi-main event, because, of course, our main event will be Will Ospreay and Duxilla Mark Davis in a Mexico City street fight. It was last Wednesday where Mark Davis says that he has been chomping at the bit to break Will Ospreay, to settle a score now that Mark Davis and Will Ospreay are 1-1. Last week on Collision, we saw Mark Davis try to get the better of Will Ospreay, if not remove him from the all-in equation. A fight broke out all over the Masonic Temple, including that pile driver and Roppongi Vice trying to be there for Mark Davis to hit the freaking final nail in the coffin. But Ospreay wanted weapons. You wanted weapons, so you had to do what's asked. So Ospreay decided to make this match a Mexico City street fight. So all hell's going to break loose in Mexico, but there's no outside interference this time. And that's our main event still to come tonight. But coming up next, our massive AEW World Trios Championship match. Hangman Page and Brodido, and, of course, Brody King, challenge to the man, Ricochet, Bishop Contoliona. The trio titles are on the line coming up next year at Grand Slam Mexico. Here we go. Talk about another freaking homecoming song. Ooh.
Yes, I love the intro.
The Mariachi Band. And of course, we know that Hangman Page has nothing but huge respect for the people of Mexico. Bilingual, former tobacco farmer, of course, knows the hard working class.
Love it.
Ole!
This is awesome.
You know what? Hell of a return.
They don't disrespect, like, them coming to Arena Mexico and doing CMLL, or like being here. They're really good of respecting the Mexican culture and not disrespecting the fans. And
what a crazy concept.
You know, Arena Mexico is a sacred ground for a lot
Lucha
of people.
Libre.
There, right?
It's the oldest ground for Lucha Libre.
So they really, I'm glad that they don't, that they treat it with respect, which is nice to see.
And of course, Hangman Page, who no longer has own moral merit, can challenge the WWE World title. Said on Collision a few weeks ago, I don't know necessarily what a Hangman Page outside that is, but I can't wait to find out, and I know you all will be along with me for the ride as we ride tonight to Grand Slam Mexico as the AEW Trios title is on the line. A title very familiar to Hangman and Page, of course. And of course, the only reason they got the Trios Championships is because of this unique agreement they've made with the Lethal Twist. It was a blind run-in by Blake Christian with a blind shot to Orange Cassidy that cost the conglomeration the AEW Trios Championships as they held on to that gold since freaking Dynasty when Kyle O'Reilly returned home and we're finally commanding champions. Now Ricochet once again would go to AEW. And finally, Bishop Contoliona have their first piece of gold in AEW. So far, once a self-defense against the Rascals this past Saturday on Collision. The hell of a formidable trio, though, I will say that.
Yeah, but there's somebody missing, and it's not. Give it to Brodido for being a part of this with Brody King, with Brodido.
Yeah.
But I think it's time. I think we're getting Brody. I think we're getting Buddy back. I can see Buddy coming back here.
Well, either way, another word that doesn't need freaking translation, bald.
Yes, bald.
First time, of course, or excuse me, second time we are seeing, of course, Hangman and Page here in Arena Mexico. First match, by the way, in over 140 days for Hangman and Page since losing to MJF in that Texas Death Match at Revolution. Put that in perspective. Oh, boy. Well, immediately it looks like we're not going to waste any time here. First match also in CMLL because the last time we saw Hangman and Page here in Arena Mexico, Nick, it was just a promo. He wasn't even in in-ring action because, of course, that fall in intention with the Death Friars over the AEW World title. You see right now, left of your screen, Ricochet putting the boots to, looks like Brody King, and right now Hangman and Page inside the ring with Leona. Guys, hip toss, was looking for the arm drag. Leona denies it, though. Swing and a miss, and Hangman up and around. By Hangman and Page, that's Harris, referee for this contest, jumping Bryce Rensburg. Big boot by the Cowboy. Of course, Brodido, former AEW Tag Team Champions. Hangman and Page, also a former AEW Tag Team Champion. Previously held these trios titles, of course, with Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey as Jet Set Rodeo for 49 days. Earlier this year, before MJF costed those titles. Now tag made by Bishop Khan and Leona. We've got the meat division now in play here with Leona, Bishop Khan, and Brody King. Brody King also no stranger to these titles. Of course, the House of Black had a notorious run. And what the hell? Big man that size should not be able to do that. There's now 2/3 of the trio's champions with a beautiful top rope drop down springboard double arm drag. It's amazing how versatile Bandito and Brody King are, both from an agility and a heavyweight standpoint. And now both sides of the demand pinned by Brody King underneath the bottom rope. I think Brody King would be able to pin those two giants down. Now Bandito getting the launch up to the top rope and the balance assisted. Oh, man! And Bandito soars with a swanton bomb, wiping out the man on the outside. Bandito, Brody King, Hangman and Page working very well together so far in the early going. What are you doing? The Macarena in Mexico? Oh, what the hell?
The Macarena in Mexico.
The Macarena has not been relevant since the damn 1900s.
Honey,
what the hell?
Would you do the Macarena in Mexico?
No.
Yeah. See, well, Noah said you're crazy. You're for doing it in Mexico.
Anyone's crazier than me, but then again, I'm the crazy son of a bitch that actually loves this business. What? And right now, Bishop Khan with the elbows to the side of the head of Bandito. Y'all are crazy, but I appreciate you for it regardless.
No, you just need to have some fun.
Ugh. My fun is different versus everybody else, all right? And y'all's fun, I definitely don't need because I think it would absolutely corrupt me. Oh, man, vicious backbreaker over the top turnbuckle to Bandito by Bishop Khan as the action continues to roll red hot here in Arena Mexico. Trio styles, hanging the balance. Stay tuned, wrestler quiet, picture in picture, full commercial break. Fuck television.
So I want to let you know, I got the missus to watch Card Sharks. She's never seen it before.
Oh, well, there you go.
She was really interested in Card Sharks. I told her you like your game shows, and we were like, game shows.
It's a simple bygone practice and tradition with the older ones still being better than most new ones today, especially from a prize standpoint. And Card Sharks with Bob Eubanks is definitely one of those I hold near and dear.
But Card Sharks is really good. I would say if I had to rate kind of like my old school
great game shows, what the hell are we turning this into?
Well, I mean, listen, Card Sharks is up there. I think that's like top 5. That's top 3. Then you had like old school Family Feud, which was amazing.
Richard Dawson, the of course immortal host of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then
the
you
OG.
had like you had
Hold that thought. We got
window.
someone in the green room for whatever reason coming across the borderline into center stage. Let's go ahead and get some words from Mega Wrestling JJ Williams. So let JJ speak, I guess. JJ, how are you?
Damn, Noah, don't sound so excited to see me, you know, crossing across for whatever reason. Let's let him speak, I guess.
Well, it's a commercial break, and then you have your moment in the sun.
I can't just come in here and hang out with my boys a little bit? Jesus.
No, you're fine, dude. Shoot, I was pausing Nick so you can come in. I hear the boop, so I'm like, oh, hold on, Nick, coming in, and duh, you're pretty close to the Mexican border. I'm just saying.
I mean, I guess that's accurate. I guess I'm closer than anybody else except for maybe the Dominguez
Exactly.
But
California.
You mentioned about Brody being able to do those moves. You guys forget that he trained with hardcore luchadors.
That's fair. And Santino Barra's Wrestling Academy, you're absolutely right. I almost forgot that tidbit. I'll give you that.
And why do we have the three amigos here? You know, who's Steve Martin, who's Chevy Chase, who's Martin Short?
Oh, I have no idea, and I'm not focused on that as I'm focused on wrestling. As Brodido right now goes up and over hard on the entranceway with Bishop Khan.
So, JJ, did you hear about our ALS Ice Bucket Challenge?
No.
So
go ahead and mention it.
I was going to say, you can worry about that later. We have a match going on.
Yeah, about we got a match going on. We're going to talk about it next
week. The Gates of Agony got tag titles before Sinner and Saint or the Great Hands did. Can we explain that one for me? Even if it is trios titles, but still.
They're trios, not tag teams. Sorry.
Allow me to explain. This is not TNA or what TNA has become to be. That being said, Ricochet now springing in the top rope. Big drop kick on mid-air by Brodido. Brodido ready for it. Picture perfect timing there as the trios titles again hand the bounce, much to JJ's point. And Hangman and Page with the hand out again. Take a look at the replay here. Picture perfect time with that drop kick out of midair against Ricochet, knocking the wind out of him. 10 man to the Cowboy. Dexter, need Ricochet. White something gets back.
See the baby faces getting the belts here, though.
I really think there's a big chance that could happen here. Again, it's been quite a wild night so far. And Hangman and Page, it's the first time we're seeing him compete in Arena Mexico. And as I said, very familiar. Oh, faraway slam and a kip up with those AEW Trios titles. Up and over, slingshot plunger, wiping out Toliona. Whoa, dodging the puck hit by Ricochet. Watch out, what a lariat.
I mean, if they don't win the titles, what does Hangman do at All In? You can't challenge for the title. You're not going to put any of these guys on that show really in any other way except for a title defense. And Hangman and Brodido deserve to be there way more than GOA or Ricochet deserve to be on that show.
Accurate. And again, it all comes down to, again, what Hangman and Page decides to do. And right now, this is a whole new avenue up and around. Of course, teaming up with Big Bad Brody King and Brodido. Papa planted! Cover tip! No, that's totally not what to save.
What if JJ, you get Hangman not in a title match, but you get Hangman versus a returning Buddy Matthews?
I've been waiting for Rainmaker versus Buckshot Lariat. Somehow I need some point Hangman versus Kazuchika Okada. Hard whip by Brody King into the barricade by the Gates of Agony. And the demand taking command right now. Ricochet and Hangman nicely in the middle of the ring. Up and over. Lands on the apron. Gets that big cowboy boot up. And it might be out. Oh, wait a minute. Toliona, though, trying to attack Hangman. And Bishop Khan right now trying to play interception. And Hangman might be looking. And oh, man. Big knee strike by Ricochet. Preventing the trigger being pulled by the Hangman.
I can see a returning Buddy Matthews here. Maybe costs the baby faces the title, costs the baby faces, and then maybe you do, Buddy gets pissed off because everybody's, taking his spot, and it'd be Buddy Matthews versus Hangman Adam Page.
Well, when you get an injury, that's what happens in this wrestling business. It's not called ballet; it's called professional wrestling. Damn it! You gotta find your own way back in. To figure out a place for you in this company with the best wrestler, that might be an avenue to attack a former AEW World Champion. We've seen how dangerous that made Swerve Strickland. Of course, Swerve Strickland hasn't been seen since Forbidden Door, so everybody always bang! has their own agenda here. Of course, Swerve champion of 2 worlds. Big headbutt by Total Leon after the rising knee by Ricochet. Scoop slam by Bishop Khan. The man running shooting star press, perpetual offense, back press with the far lane by Ricochet for retainment. And gets a 2 count on Hangman and Page. Woof. Yeah, Game Elite apparently right now. Conversation still going high on the X. You be part of the conversation. Use the hashtag AEW Dynamite, hashtag Grand Slam Mexico, and also, of course, use at SR Studios 24 to be part of the conversation as we continue covering this incredible Wednesday night event. And right now up in the crucifix, and right now taken into the sleeper hole by Brody King as Ricochet. Heyman fighting up the world again against the gates of agony. Bandito, though, back out to the apron, and Ricochet capacitated for the moment. Standing waist-like exchange with Bishop Khan, and big cowboy boot by Heyman. Case of a race with Tola Leon and Tola splashing his own partner, and Brody King splashing both men in the corner. I agree with that comment. Best out of 7 series with Kyle Fletcher and Speedball. Yes, please. Cannonball connects against the gates of agony. Ricochet springing in. Takes down Brody King with a flying lariat. Heyman, though, great timing with that elbow. Ricochet, though, wall kick. Spinning Solbot, bends the Heyman over. Rising knee again. Clogging for middle champion. Watch out, intense gets lariat. Woo! And Page now in the driver's seat again. And wait a minute. Hey, man, who you going to tag? Are you going to tag Bandito? And Bandito's legal because he can't tag the mini luchador. And Bandito right now looking for
the evil Teletubby.
21 play. Whoa, Ricochet able to escape. Blind tag made a Toliona, though. Ricochet up in the overhead military press with one arm. Bandito is so freakingly strong.
No way.
Down with the overhead military press.
Oh, my God.
And Brody King right now driven into the steel ring post. Bishop Khan going after Bandito. Bandito and Ricochet are legal. Oh, no, excuse me. Bishop Khan's actually legal. He made the blind tag. And it's going to look to set on the floor. Oh, man. Nasty fall for Bishop Khan. Big splash, though, by Toliona running him like a freight train, wiping out him and Page. And Bandito, still person top turnbuckle. Now Brody King coming in. Big right hand against the Samoan. Nobody strikes like Brody King in this freaking company. That's for damn sure. Ask Clark Noy about that. Runs in Ricochet's Kamiguri. Up in the fireman's carry of Toliona. Wait, what the hell? There's no way. There is no way. Now hoisting up 2 men. Hangman, Brody King. No way. There is no. Are you fucking kidding me? 3 men on Toliona's shoulders. Massive Samoan drop! Can you believe it?
I was like, fuck.
Now Tolio with the cover on Bandito too! No! And narrowly escaped, and I think the only escape there was the fact it took so long for that Samoan drop to happen, and Bandito dropped from the top. Got the softest landing, though. More of a far-away slam for him. The man, though, in command once again. Look at the triplet team Bandito. Ricochet on the move. Up and over. Oh, man. Falls to the floor. And Bishop Khan taking up over the floor. Toliona, though, face first into the ring post. Brody King on the move. What? Tola with a running lariat. And Brody King is not done yet. Top right, so let's see the woman out. Ricochet and Bishop Khan. Back inside the ring, Bandito, the legal man, the Ring of Honor World Champion, look to showcase Canada's the dealer, might get the jackpot, looking for the 21. And Toliona holding on to the second rope for everything he's worth. Oh, big cowboy with the side of the head. Deadlift, and Toliona still fighting back. Wait a minute. Oh, hey, man, no way. Running forward. Box shot, lariat, 21, blocks 2. And Brodido are the new AEW Trio Champions.
Called it.
What the fuck?
Sorry, Nick, you're not as good of a fantasy booker as I am.
Why, though?
An incredible moment
give
for
Hangman something to do it all
Brody
in.
King and Hangman Adam Page. Hangman now a two-time AEW Trios champion. Brody King also a two-time AEW Trios champion. And Brodido a first-time AEW Trios champion.
And do they get a mini title for the little Teletubby there?
Yeah, apparently that little CMLL wrestler just his own entity. Congratulations, though, to Brodido, Hangman Page, and Brody King!
You know, get them like one of the little foam ones like you buy at Target or Walmart.
I don't know if they have Target in Mexico. That was a great combination, by the way. Buckshot lariat into the bridging pin of the 21 plex. Impressive stuff by Hangman, Brodido, and Brody King.
So what, you just... I'm very confused
What a
with this
night.
decision.
Why are you confused? Like I told you, it gives Hangman, Brody, and Brodido something to do it all in.
So you just put it back on them, put it back on the demand at All In?
No one wants demand. No one demands the demand. But coming up next, our main event, Mexico City Street Fight. It's going to be Doug Lamar Davis versus Ospreay. Will you stop doing the Macarena 2026? Bloody hell. Stupid dance crazes that died a freaking decade and a half ago, if not more. All right. Well, now we got a moment to breathe again. Fuck television as we get ready for our main event. Whew.
So sorry, JJ, go ahead with that. So do you put the titles back on the demand at All In?
Or All Out. Maybe at All Out. Give them another little month with it. Look, at the end of the day, Brodido is Ring of Honor champion. But you want him on AEW TV. The Trios title is the way to do it.
Different avenue for him after going after the AEW World Championship not once but twice for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament and losing MJF. And also Brody King, same avenue. Very similar roads this year right now for both Brodido, and now both brothers are once again champions with Hangman and Page.
And everyone has been asking the $1 million question. What is Hangman going to do now that he can't challenge for the title? Avenue 1, Trios champion.
I think it's a good avenue for him, as of course we know what him and Adam Page can do in a multi-person situation. We also know what Brody King can do in a multi-person situation. As I said earlier, Brody King, of course, previously was one of the most notorious AEW Trios champions alongside the House of Black before they lost it at All In, and they held those titles for the better part of fracking 6 months.
You know, I like your thing with Buddy Matthews. I just didn't think tonight was the time to do it.
Agree. It doesn't make no sense. Oh, wait. I just sound like Nick. It like doesn't make sense.
When do they go back to Australia?
No idea.
Because obviously that's where it would make sense to do it, because that's where he got hurt.
Correct.
Well, that's just next
or
year.
At the very least, assuming that he's ready or just about ready, save it for Wrestle Dream.
We don't know. How you know?
You know, if Wrestle Dream is going to be the retirement of Cope, it can be the return of Buddy.
Well, that being said, talking about
even though it's not happening in Canada like Nick Sword was going to happen.
Well, again,
in Florida, where everyone goes, where all the old folks go to retire.
Well, that being said, I know what's not retiring, and that's the hard-working wrestlers of AEW. As again, we got our first time coming up, as you hear, folks, right now, the blind picks for the first ever Continental Cup. Actually kicks off this Saturday in Colorado Springs, Colorado. We will see Eddie Kingston versus Jake Doyle, Orange Cassidy versus Matt Sydal, and Clark Castagnoli versus Ace Austin. But in the meantime, what's been a phenomenal night here in Grandson, Mexico, Justin Roberts, take it away. It is time for our main event on a night where we have already seen the trio champions change hands as Hangman Page and Brodido beat the demand. Persephone got the better of Kris Statlander, and they elevate their shit with the help of Karoshida and wiping out Thunder Rosa. Divine Dominion suffered their first loss as Monet got pinned by Willow Nightingale, and it was made official the Brian Birds will challenge for the titles at All In. Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, the Yamas had a miscommunication. The Death Riders capitalized with John Moxley pinning Adam Copeland, and we saw the return of Corazon de Leon, Chris Jericho, along with Darby Allin and freaking Mystico, get the win against the Don Callis family, and Speedball My Billy was failed to capture the AEW International Championship against Kyle Fletcher. It all comes down to this insane main event. The Bruv Will Ospreay ahead of All In, looking for no reprieve Dunkzilla, Mark Davis. One more time, the rubber of these two men. And this time, it's a Mexico City street fight with no outside interference as Will Ospreay looks forward towards Wembley Stadium to achieve a dream for his country. And a 10-year mountain he's been climbing to finally seize the AEW World Championship. And speaking of the AEW World Championship, MJF also returned and made his declaration that he will challenge whatever it takes for that title, no matter who wins it, and will be involved next week in Las Vegas in the spot number 2 opportunity match for the Casino Gauntlet after decking Andrade Elo earlier tonight and taking back his Dynamite Diamond ring as Andrade won the number 1 spot. Ospreay looking to get some payback after what Dunkzilla did last week, Wednesday night on Dynamite in Detroit. And truly is his own man free once again. No Death Riders, no backup, no bruvs. Just him and Dunkzilla. This is going to be dangerous. Here we go. These two monsters. Yeah, freaking Mark Davis looks like he still hasn't shaved or bathed ever. Of course, the last time that, of course, these two men faced off, he holds the last singles win over Will Ospreay back in April, where he almost put him back on the injury reserve. And Paul Turner, senior official for this contest. And it looks like we're not going to wait. Whoa, my God, that chair just flying. And right now, Mark Davis and Will Ospreay on that elevated entranceway. Dangerous territory already here for these two men. Taking Ospreay back inside with a clothesline. Of course, Ospreay won his chance to finally go all in after being Swerve Strickland for the first time in AEW and for the better part of a decade. At Forbidden Door. Big scoop slam there. And followed Senton drop as Mark Davis looks to destroy Will Ospreay ahead of going all in. And ahead of maybe going back after his AEW National Championship after losing that against Andrade El Idolo at Redemption. Of course, with the semifinals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, that Will Ospreay got the better of Mark Davis with the help of the Death Riders fending off the Don Callis family. And right now, Ospreay challenging Mark Davis with these elbows. Needed the midsection, though. Irish whip. Incredible atmosphere all night here by Arena Mexico, by the way. Muy bueno by this all-elite fleet capacity crowd on Canada. This incredible venue, once again, welcoming AEW with an open-door policy as their guests. Well, Ospreay right now looking to get fired up over the top of the plunge. Wiping out Dunkzilla against the barricade. And Mark Davis, though, able to keep his feet up underneath him, though, didn't fall backwards. Kudos to him, though. Shows that, of course, resilience. Of course, these men go all the way back to United Empire days and during the pandemic. Everyone's pissed off at Ospreay now. Death Riders, his own freaking family, United Empire. The only one probably not pissed off at him is his own wife and son. And that's probably all he needs, honestly, right now in his pursuit to achieve at Wembley. What was Ospreay looking at here? Is that a tire?
That is a tire.
Okay, I'm not sure what vehicle that came from. Is that wheel
Well,
son?
you guys
Is
keep
freaking
talking about this being the rubber, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I didn't know if we were going to put rubber to the road off or to the man's body, kept in the midsection. And now Ospreay planted on that tire with a scoop slam. Ouch. That's not going to feel good reverberating across your damn back and neck.
Meh.
For a moment, I thought that was Wheelson. I thought Clark Connors brought that from America or from Japan. Irish whip. Mark Davis sent into the barricade. And up and over. Ospreay lands on his feet, though, catching him with a big elbow. Creating distance. And Ospreay right now, what is Ospreay thinking of doing here?
Is Ospreay thinking is the better question.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes I think Ospreay just does stuff, to your point. Springing up and over! Over the barricade. Perfect. Cannonball senton. Cat-like agility. That's only what Ospreay can do, as I question how the hell does he keep doing this. Take a look at the replay, folks. Again, springing up, forward. Cannonball senton, wiping out Big Dunkzilla Mark Davis. Of course, the only way this match can end be a pinfall submission inside the ring. This is not false count anywhere. Now bringing another steel chair into play, and Ospreay, pit, cherry, with a phenomenal forearm. Now the cover, lateral press, and gets a 1 count on Mark Davis.
You know how we talk about and call Obafemi a bad motherfucker?
Yes.
Osprey's a crazy motherfucker.
I think I like Ospreay more for that because it means that he has a deeper repertoire and he's also willing to go further. As I've seen so much in his career since Rev Pro and since his time in New Japan Pro Wrestling, that this man will literally break his body for this business and put his own neck on the line. Swing a minute, swoop, and spring corkscrew kick to the chair to Mark Davis. Aiming for the head and swung and missed and paid for it. Ospreay, though, still favoring the smaller lumbar here. Of course, all that neck conditioning, training, and discipline and conditioning by the Death Riders and Maria Shafir is what helped Will Ospreay with this second chance on finally becoming the ace of AEW in less than 30 days. Look for the takeover to Harris, but Mark Davis just too strong. And oh, gosh! Power bomb on the apron. And he landed on his shoulders there. I don't think there's any good landing, but I suppose the shoulders is better than your lower back or the back of your head and neck. And now we got three more chairs I'm trying to come into play. Multiple chairs and a trash can. At least a plastic trash can, unless there's something in it. And Mark Davis looking to take out the trash. Oh, God!
Yeah, he just whipped it right at him.
Yeah, no kidding. Good grief. Just wiping out Ospreay in the head with that damn trash can. Freaking flyer miles for that thing. And now hoist him out. No. Oh, man! Ospreay thrown onto a fan!
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Well, that's what happens in Mexico more often than not if you've seen enough shows like I have. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Good grief. I talk about fan interaction. I didn't think it goes that deep. This main event, this human car wreck that might be left on a Mexico turnpike continues. The wrestler client picture-in-picture or full commercial break. Fuck television. Shit.
Yeah, it was crazy. So JJ,
See,
how has your day been seeing all the stuff on social media?
You brave souls.
Flattering.
Yeah, I would say that.
You know, between Ringside News, Wrestle Talk, and of course, our friends at NoDQ.com
So yeah, NoDQ.
posting and sharing our interview with Joe Gacy, Joseph Sawyer. Between the feedback that I'm seeing from it, you know, people that were there in the chat room retweeting, talking about how good it was.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie, a little bit flattered.
That goes back to the work ethic of the outlook and the spotlight we bring for the professional wrestling business. So kudos to everybody, and thank you again to Joseph Sawyer for giving us our time. And again, folks, you can go watch that interview in the archives. Follow us today at SR Studios 24 to stay tuned for further interviews, shenanigans, watch live events, and further engagements for your ultimate source of reliable, open-minded, honest, unapologetic, passionate professional wrestling entertainment and combat sports and professional sports analysis. Continue.
No, that's pretty much it. Like, I'm looking forward to going into the post Dynamite space tonight with some of my other friends.
Mm-hmm.
And as arrogant as this may sound, see if they like kind of glaze a little bit and put us over, you know, because the people in those spaces are traditionally really supportive of us and give me the opportunity to plug our stuff in our interviews. So I'm curious to see how many of them have seen the interview, if they've seen the reception. God damn, that, like a cinder block over Osprey's head?
I don't know what that looked like a freaking like tile you would see on the roof of a building. He just blasted Will Ospreay with that. We are back here, folks, at Grandson, Mexico, with his Mexico City street fight. Everything including a stop sign, or excuse me, auto sign at disposal here as they were high above the All Elite Fleet Capacity Crown Arena, Mexico, and just brain Will Ospreay with what looked like, I believe, a plywood board, if not a breakaway tile. Now setting Ospreay up and over the rope, just throwing him free Beal style into the ring.
But yeah,
again,
seeing what they have to say about the interview. Go ahead now.
no, you're good, JJ. And again, mad respect to everyone here at Level Studios, and mad respect to everybody that supports us and make it possible, and mad respect to all the hardworking men and women that make this all freaking exist for the love of the business that is professional wrestling, damn it. And right now, there is no love being shown between Mark Davis and Will Ospreay. All these steel chairs, and a barbed wire steel chair, if y'all caught that, by the way, in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mark Davis might be looking for that devastating pile driver. Ospreay would escape. Full Nelson, back elbow strike. Hook kick. Catching Mark Davis off guard there. And Davis right now staggered. Now Ospreay trying to hoist up Big Dunkzilla, but again, the pressure on those shoulders. And driving Ospreay head first, the steel chair in the corner. Of course, Mark Davis wedged that chair between the ropes earlier in this match. And right now, Mark Davis setting up another couple of chairs. Just using everything at his disposal. We take a look at the replay here. Sending Ospreay full throttle. Head first into that steel chair. And jeez. Yeah, we got a gusher here. We got red. I repeat, we got red. First time here in Mexico, at least on this show. Definitely not our first time as far as I've watched CMLL. I guarantee you that. And again, this is what Ospreay asked for. He turned this to a Mexico City street fight. He accepted Mark Davis's challenge. Call it foolish. Call it arrogant. Call whatever you wish, but regardless, whatever happens here, it's still right now on the marquee that Ken Omega will defend the World Championship against Will Ospreay at Wembley Stadium. Now, conditioning of Ospreay remain to be seen. Hard chair shot to the back. Blood just trickling down right now.
He bleeding.
He bleeding good. And the blood right now, that stinging, searing, burning effect across Will Ospreay's right eye. Is that a fucking fork?
That's a fucking fork.
Oh, bloody hell. Ah, gosh! Just carving away at the open wound. What the hell?
You got some fork play going on here.
And freaking savage animal coming out of Dunkzilla Mark Davis, looking to take far more than just a bite out of Ospreay's head. Now going forward. Oh, drop to face first, going in the chair. I don't know how Ospreay was able to scout that, let alone freaking be coordinated enough for that. And once again, Mark Davis staggered up the second. Oscar! And the cover by Ospreay and the street fight tonight. Kick out two by Mark Davis. I don't know how the hell Will Ospreay finds this, let alone been able to do this so late as well. Now Ospreay with the fork in hand. But you know what? Payback's a bitch. And right now, just punching the head, puncturing the head, fiercely, aggressively against Mark Davis, carving away the skin and flesh.
Jesus, this match.
Hey, you know what? We know what Ospreay can be 1/6 sadistic son of a bitch. I'm just saying. And again, this man did say he liked being a Death Rider. This is what the Death Riders are known to do usually. And right now, looking for the hit, like, oh man, I got caught with a lariat. Clothesline from Dunkzilla once again. The Achilles to Ospreay as the power of Dunkzilla coming into play here. Now hoisting up Will Ospreay up in the Razor's Edge. And Will Ospreay looks to be devastating move here right now. And, oh my God!
Yeah, that's fucked up move, eh?
It's over with that power driver for the chairs. I cover 2 back press. No!
Davis is bleeding.
And so is Ospreay profusely. What do you expect when you carve a fucking man's head with a fork? Take a look, by the way, as Ospreay's head crashed down on this fucking pile driver, sit-out pile driver, by Dunkzilla through the damn chairs. I think Mark Davis caught more of the chair than Ospreay. That might be its only saving grace. Now removing the barbed wire wrapped around that steel chair, and again, barbed wire is not supposed to come in contact with human hands.
And we got the crowd in Mexico chanting, "We want tables."
Well, of course, you know, you have to have tables in an extreme atmosphere. Otherwise, professional wrestling fans don't think they get their money's worth. It doesn't matter what country you're in. And again, carving Ospreay now with that barbed wire. And Davis on the move. Hello! And a chair flying into Mark Davis's head.
Oh, okay.
Is winging the chair right now. Payback for that trash can. I think the chair was more effective. Now both men on the apron. Double under hook. And again, will Ospreay pull the trigger if needed? Will Mark Davis see it coming? Possibly looking for maybe a Stormbreaker or Tiger Driver. Mark Davis finding back though. Massive headbutt to Ospreay's heart. Caught Will Ospreay right underneath the chin there. And now Mark Davis. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 not from there. Ospreay kicking his legs for his work as Mark Davis looking for the pile driver and the rake across the back of the Bruv. And now a barbed wire assists the rake up the back of Will Ospreay. Just ripping away at the flesh, you see the protrusions of blood falling up Ospreay's back. Oh! A head tie grab by Will Ospreay to the Davidsons. Getting his handful tonight. And now, come with the roundhouse in position. Pile driver on the apron by Will Ospreay. Payback for what happened 4 months ago that had the match stopped. This was the very moment that Paul Turner stopped the match. Again, that full grab right below the nether regions and that round kick. And Mark Davis dropped on his head on the apron the same way he got the win on Will Ospreay via ref stoppage. The referee right now counting. Here we might get a TKO if Mark Davis can't get up to his feet. Up to 7 right now. Up to 8, and Ospreay laying in the middle of the ring as well. Up to 9, and Mark Davis isn't moving, and Mark Davis... At the last possible second, finding his new win and second league on life. Hit and Blake connects! That's gotta be it! Cover 2! Oh! Kick out 2 and 9 cents. Somehow Mark Davis is still alive. And Ospreay is fucking fired up here, unlike what I've seen in a long damn time. Wembley stamp, hand in the balance, looking for the Tiger Driver. Whoop, back by a drop, sunset flip, roll through. Mark Davis with the roll through though. Went for the sign there. Ospreay able to hook him. Crucifix trap, cover 2, and Mark Davis able to escape. Went for the round kick, ducked underneath. Mark Davis, catchable Ospreay. Turn around to a pile driver again. Out of nowhere. That's gotta be it. Drapes the arm over, cover 2, and Mark Ospreay gets the shoulder up again. With no pressure on that right shoulder. Incredible.
This is... What a match.
This is professional wrestling, damn it. This is a show. This is a single night experience. This is Grand Slam Mexico. And right now, again, Mark Davis staggering back up to his feet, wrapping his arm in barbed wire, looking for a layer of lethal proportions that might be the depth note to Will Ospreay in this rivalry. Rebound off the ropes, on the run, on the move, up and around Ospreay, catching Mark Davis, hooking him up. How the hell does he do this? Look at his step forward, hooks one arm, hooks the other arm, Styles Clash connects. Shoots the half, Ospreay with the cover 2, and oh, kick out 2 and 9 cents again. Oh my gosh. Ospreay, oh damn, Ospreay driving down Mark Davis with these exposed elbows. Vicious, relentless, violent assault. As John Moxley said that Will Ospreay might be the most dangerous he's ever been. Now wrapping Mark Davis's head with that barbed wire and raking across the eyes. Ospreay with no compassion shown. Explodes and Blake connects with barbed wire's assist. The cover 2. Will Ospreay fucking wins.
Yeah. And it's 10:52, so there's seems like something's gonna happen.
What the hell did happen tonight? That was a fucking barbaric clinic.
Well, I think they're gonna, like, it has to, like, something might happen. No?
Mark Davis finally put down, and Will Ospreay putting his past once and for all down for now. No Death Riders, no United Empire, no Don Callis family, no Dunkzilla. As Ospreay looks forward 25 days from now for the AEW World Title against a 10-year mountain that is looking to finally peak at the summit against Kenny Omega, and the hell of a match here to withstand. Commendable effort by Will Ospreay with devastating outcomes to a former friend as Mark Davis lays unconscious. What a way to encapsulate a tremendous night of action with new AEW Trios champions, further escalated developments for the AEW Women's Division, additional all-in additions to come, including the number 2 spot for the Casino Gauntlet, as we now look towards the Continental Cup. Again, first round action this Saturday. Claudio Castagnoli versus the inevitable Ace Austin, Colorado Springs, Colorado. First Squeeze Orange Cassidy versus Matt Sydal. And the first ever Continental Crown holder, Eddie Kingston, will take on Jake Doyle. That is all this Saturday night on Collision. As we keep moving towards All In, we went All In tonight in what truly was a grand slam below the borderline here in Arena Mexico's Will Ospreay stands strong up at the end of the night. For the regular Security Wins, for Nick, I'm the Seminole Foster. Remind you, this is where the best wrestle. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, we're on your screen or in your YouTube feed. Make a positive impact in life. Have a good night. What a grand slam in Mexico tonight, courtesy of AEW Dynamite. Let's cut the fucking feed.
Cut the feed.